survive, no, go one more time. 5, 6, finding bliss when you're drunk or you're doing drugs. When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk or you're doing drugs. 7, 8, feeling brave, but you never really play this game. 9, 10, feels like heaven, you're crying cause you wanna stay. Quick fix, finding bliss when you feel the heartbeat inside. When you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk, when you're drunk. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic? When you're drunk, 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 when you're drunk. Me too, I'm just like you, and I need to fuck it up sometime. I'm stuck with ego trips, selling sex to a mother will buy. Sometimes I feel magic, but I manage to fuck up somehow. Get drunk, get drunk, get drunk, get drunk, and I'm getting high. Do you believe in magic? thunderstorm, oh, here we go, go. You're easy to remember, so hard to forget. Baby, it's a coward way you strut. How could I not worship every inch your feet have touched? Baby, run away with me. You kill it lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe there's only one of you, baby. Run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe. There's no more clouds on the freeway. Now tell me you'll stay. Gonna now and last someday. Here we go. Rose bed, fancy hotels, girl, you know. Baby, run away with me. You kill it lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe there's only one of you, baby. Run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe. And we'll stay in bed all day. Make love in every way. Baby, run away with me. You kill the lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe. Oh, baby, run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe. You make my heart believe. Run away with me. You kill the lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart believe. Baby, run away with me. Don't leave me lonely. You make my eyes unsee all the crazy. You make my heart
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to redefine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you're the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Alright, welcome back, guys. Sorry about that in the chat a minute ago. I got a little too spicy. It's okay. I got it. I had to change accounts where I can't I was not logged into actual YouTube. So if you guys haven't been watching it, Andrew has been debating this completely ridiculous human being for the last 2 hours. I kind of zoned out over there because complete circular arguments, nothing, nobody's making any sense. Well, I mean, Andrew's making sense, but that chick is not making sense. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Let me call out who's here, which probably not a whole lot of people right now. I'm sure most people are watching Andrew. That's okay. I don't blame you. Although it's getting repetitive, and Andrew's beating the snot out of this poor girl. I mean, just Just terrible. Terrible, I tell you. Terrible. All right. Anyway, Anson Knowles was first, and he was philosophizing when he checked in. It was something to see. I promise you. And then Damien, our parkour guy, he was second up. Let's see. John Smith was here. I don't know if he still is. Good if he is. Good to see you, sir. Mister. He did order that airstrike on Yemen, which I support. Look, the Houthis have been getting more and more mouthy, for lack of a better word, and they needed to be kind of set straight. It's interesting that we were kind of going after them, and then we quit. And so they started back up, and it's I don't know. It's interesting timing that they started acting back up again. Mr. Boulay is in the chat. Obviously, he's a good dude. Helped me out just a minute ago. Thank you very much. Right, yeah, John Smith. That's true. Yeah, I got rid of that, Mr. Boulay. Thank you for that. Raging Patriot 1776. Good to see you in the chat. I hope you're feeling better. I hope you're hope that everything's going well in your world. So we have something weird is going on over on Andrew's stream. That's crazy, man. Anyway, that's been pretty interesting. Tarot Destroyer. What year was the first Rolling Stones record released? You won't get it right. Man, wasn't it like 64, 65, something like that? I don't know. I'm not a big Rolling Stones fan. So I don't know. What's up, Mikey Balls? Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you, 13. Absolutely good to see you. Good to see you, Tarot Destroyer. I am not familiar with you. Are you new to the channel? Or what brought you here? Who do you know? 1930 was the first Rolling Stones. I mean, I can believe it. I mean, Keith Richards looks that old. Him and Mick Jagger, they look like they were in 1930. I can believe it. So, very interesting. Help me out with that one. I'm interested in that. Available on YouTube. Comics Jimmy. Okay. Down by the Rio as the Rolling Stones. That's interesting. Hey, Naomi, good to see you in the chat. Excellent to see you here. It's good to got a lot going on tonight. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a cool night. It's gonna be chill. I can tell you already. We are gonna talk shit tonight. It is a shit talking Saturday. I can't put shit talking in the title because YouTube automatically in the title knocks me down quite a lot. I do enough of that on my own, so I don't really need any help. Yeah, so Wicked Wally, I think, is going to be up pretty soon to talk some shit. We've got a lot of shit to talk. We're going to start out with actually, I'm going to change my methodology here. I'm asking the chat what kind of shit you want to talk tonight. So, Tarot Destroyer, that is fucking funny. I like that. That's pretty cool. I know Anson's ready to talk shit. He's been talking shit already. Naomi, I see your message there. Thank you very much. Let me get Wicked Wally some information here so he can come in and talk some shit, man. We gotta talk shit tonight. It's a shit talking night. Does anybody have anywhere that they would like to start before I launch into it? Mad shit. That's right. What's up, Zach Diecast? What is up? Chuck in Tennessee. Good to see you, sir. I think you're really near me, Chuck. I really do. I think that you're probably I think I probably drove through your town today, actually. Not that I'm trying to dox you or anything. I just happen to know. You want to talk shit about cancer? Yeah, I got a buddy of mine who's having some problems with cancer right now. All right. Go full weetard and short bus. Fuck around and find out. All right. That's how we're going to do it. Yeah, all right. Exit 126, Highway 40. Yeah, I think I was so I think I was really near you today. All right, so where is Wicked Wally? He was all ready to he's all ready to talk shit, and now he's not here. What is up? I cannot say that. What's up, Kissy Cat? Good for upgrading your membership. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yes, that is correct. Josie has, in fact, created a Give, Send, Go for donation to help Glenn, RP Thor, and RP Thor's wife out. If you can help, please do so. And that actually reminds me, I should give my grift speech now. The channel is supported by my wallet, and I hate to ask, but if you can, you don't have to, but if you can give anything to support the show, please do so. Actually, there's a Stream Labs link, usually in the chat, but I did not put it in there tonight. The Streamlabs link is certainly the easiest way and the best way to send fundage my way. But feel free to become a member, gift memberships, do the YouTube chat, and even Cash App. All of it works, and it's all great. And that's pretty much the grift must grift. So 13 has become a member. 7 months of membership. Take a moment, hit that like button. Go ahead, just tickle it. It's okay. It's okay. Tarot Destroyer is having fun. I can tell that already. Kissy Cat has donated 10 memberships. Legend. Let's go. I don't have any really cool. I have some sound effects. Yeah, I do actually. Here we go. There we go. A little sound effect action there. Yeah, Wolfpack. What's up, buddy? How are you? Didn't see it. Ah, Furby got a membership. Look at that. Just call it Kissy Cat, Mikey Balls. So that's awesome. That is awesome. So who's a bot? Who's a bot, Mr. Mister? We're going to get into something Mr. Mister wanted to talk about earlier today. Tarot Destroyer? Okay. Tarot Destroyer, are you a bot or not? You got to know. Otherwise, you got to go. Waiting on an answer. Better answer quick. These mods got trigger fingers. That's what I'm saying. That's what's up. Naomi has become a member. How about that? How about that? Zipping and zopping? I don't know. All right. Well, since what we've got going on here, guys. Mr. was right. I don't know if you guys know this. We launched an airstrike into Yemen today against the Houthi rebels. They're not rebels anymore. We shouldn't call them the Houthi rebels. It just sounds good. I like it. That's what I'm going to call them. And those poor bastards, they just don't know what's going on. Now they're claiming that civilians were hit, and I don't know that there are any civilians when you're rebels. But regardless of that, they've been shooting at our boats. Rule number 1 when dealing with the United States of America is don't touch the boats. I don't like it. You just don't. Don't do that. Don't touch the boats. So, whether or not you think Trump was right to authorize that is kind of irrelevant because it's already said and done. I do believe that it was the right thing to do, and I really do believe that at the end of the day, it's going to pay off in a lot of ways. Mainly because I think Iran has been kind of using the Houthis as a kind of a sacrificial lamb, if you will. They've just been kind of like, goading them, pushing them into the fight just to see what would happen. And now they know. So if you haven't been watching the debate over on the either Whatever or Crucible, I've been watching on a Crucible. If you haven't been watching that debate, that's a big bish. She big. I mean, I think she outweighs. I think Andrew's out of his weight class on this one. And, but absolutely stupid. Cow. I'm insulting cows when I say that. Just absolutely brain dead stupid. Mr. The problem with Yemen was they also attacked Chinese boats and others. They weren't letting anyone through the Red Sea at the time. Well, they still aren't really, right? I mean, they're still doing it. And the thing is that we did attack them. Remember, we sent some missiles at them once before, and they kind of backed off for a little while, and then they got goaded back into it. Iran's like, oh, no, go ahead. But it is a big deal, and we sent them some smoke today, so that's what's up. Kissy Cat says that she does not smoke. I know I know a lot of dudes that don't smoke, but they'd fly 1,000 miles to smoke a Camel. That's a little desert humor. Anyway, so we're gonna talk some shit tonight. So, as you guys may know, I had some debates earlier in the week. Both of the debates that I had early in the week, one was on Wick's panel. That was terrible. It was just terrible. And we have the great clip from Wick's panel. Let me see if I can. If we got the clip. Yeah, we got the clip. All right, here we go. I'm going to duck off. You guys are going to watch this clip.
Would be the one let go because we did not have the resources necessary to hire more medical professionals.
Just to ask, like, because now I'm curious. Like, are you saying this is like actually like a predominant like culture issue, like, or is it because of like resources?
Well, what I'm saying is,
I don't know why the volume's so low.
Something like the VA is extremely underfunded, and you need to keep your claws in specific people so that veterans can get the care that they need.
But this is dumb. This chick is stupid. And look at Prime's head. Just wagging around there.
But they could replace me. So I think you're going to get weird, sex crazy things happening because you're putting people in positions of power that they could abuse. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely absurd. What?
Admiral, yeah, Admiral, please explain that to the rest of us. Translate.
Yeah, how did that make It sense?
was
bro?
absurd.
Make it
It was
make sense.
absurd.
Okay, so like, all right, I guess I'll maybe try to translate to like conservative.
Gibbs over there.
Would be say you're like
Gibbs over there with his
and
his
I had
simping.
employees
He's simping
that,
hard for
they
the
were shitty,
commie.
but I was in a small area.
Simping
without
for the
very many people
commie.
I could hire, so I would have to retain shitty employees. And if someone complained, they'd be the one let go because I can't afford to lose the other ones because I don't have the funding or the resources to get the replacements. Is that a fair paraphrasing, Charlie? Or
Thank you.
equivalent
Yes, that's correct. So if
analogy?
you
Yeah,
further
okay, yeah, that was
underfund it, you're gonna get even more fucking weird orgies or weirder things happening because you are putting people in positions where they are like fucking invaluable, dude.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie.
Orgies, folks.
That's
Orgies.
illegal.
Right, but it's a weird argument to make.
sure,
like,
but legal
if
things
we
happen all
take
the time.
away
Well,
money
you just
from the
posted a
veterans
sex crazed
associations,
orgy
they're gonna
shit
have
bullshit.
orgies
I'm
there.
sorry, I just thought that was
And,
funny as fuck.
I'm gonna tell you that if that happened, all the vets I know would vote for
So
that
the
shit.
audience understands. Yeah, someone else posted a link.
Yeah, I think that'd be the only thing that vets would like about.
Yeah, my apologies. My apologies.
The only thing the vets would like about the VAs are the orgies.
Okay, can we move off of the absurdity and back into the debate portion, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah,
Grim.
I'm kinda
Reframe this how
bored.
you want.
Never had a response.
Go ahead,
Actually, Pentuple guy has been waiting, and I keep
Go ahead,
talking.
Pentuple. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Pentuple. You can go, and then.
That was absurd. That was absurd. Look at that, was dumb as fuck. Look at what the hell, man. But I did find out. I did some research. You can look it up, ladies and gentlemen. The VA has paid for orgies in the VA. Our tax dollars have funded orgies in the VA hospital system. I'm not making that shit up. There are articles on it. You can Google that shit. GTS it up. That's a real thing. Fucking orgies, baby. And Knowles is applying for jobs at the VA. What? Man. Can't even. So that started my week. That started my week out right, you know. And then we had Monday night. Monday night we had the Reverie. That's true. Man, that's crazy stuff, man. Quits Oxy. Kissy Cat quits her job at the VA. She didn't want any of that orgy stuff going on. So that was Wick's panel. And that was weird because it was just stupid. It's not even a debate panel. It's just you go up there and ramble for a couple of hours, and then he pieces out, right? And so that was fucked up and weird. So next night we did the Reverie. I don't have a clip from the Reverie, but the Reverie was really fucked up too. It wasn't that good. It was pretty bad, honestly. It just wasn't that good. So Wednesday night, I did Gibbs's panel. It was the same thing that we talked about on. Actually, Wick's panel was on Tuesday night. So Monday night, I didn't do the Reverie. Tuesday night, I did the Reverie. Wednesday night, I did Gibbs's panel. Gibbs's panel, exact same subject matter, except this time nobody's muting us. Nobody's doing all of that. That's when the commie chick was up there. The commie chick, by the way, is putting together a debate channel, and she has added me into the mix. Like, this is going to be great. This is going to be cool, man. This is going to be no BS. I think she's really messed up here because she's added me to the Discord to go battle with actual leftists. Not pretend leftists that just spurg all the time, but actually smart ones. So that's going to be, ZD Den, it's a shit-talking stream, and we're going to talk shit tonight. So I think the Furby bailed. Did the Furby bail? I bet the Furby bailed, because we're talking about communists and stuff, and we make fun of them. And so the communist girl, I tried to get her on. She didn't want to have anything to do with it. It's fine. But now I will give the commie girl credit.
she did not spurg. She probably wanted to, but she didn't. She did not spurg. And she actually did, other than not being able to form a coherent fucking thought, you know, she didn't spurg. I mean, the best thing I say, she didn't spurg. But she couldn't. And in my exit, I wish I had it. My exit of that, the last like 50 seconds or whatever of it, I think maybe 13 made me a clip of it, and I just haven't downloaded it yet. But it was great because I literally told her, I'm like, I have no, I mean, you just rambled so much. Nobody knows what you said. Nobody knows. It's just crazy. So, yes, we're talking some shit tonight. You know, if anybody has any shit they would like to talk, come on up. You know, it's an interesting thing about tomfoolery. He does pretend not to be a libtard. He tends to be, or he tries to represent himself as like midstream, but then he gets absolutely wrecked by like Rob Noor and basically anybody that's right of center, like even a little bit right of center, they just wreck it. Let's see who else. What else? Oh, so and I went on CT's Chaotic Truth. Chaotic Truth has had some banging panels lately. You know, and his shows go for like 10, 12 hours. I mean, it's off the chain. It's just off the hook. And there's this dude over there, OB. He's the dumbest person outside of the Furby that I've ever had contact with online. Like, I can actually, you know, like, and by dumb, I mean, like, I've obviously met mentally incompetent people before that just couldn't form thought. But OB is like, he's next level, bro. He's next level. I love Chaotic Truth, man. I love it. It's great. But so first of all, dude never cams up, so I know he's a lying bastard. I know he's lying, and he's lying his fucking through his teeth. Supposedly, he said this week, he said, I work for Google, and I make $80K a year, and his wife works, have no kids, blah, bullshit. He's a lying sack of shit. He's just a lying sack of shit. He just is. And every time you try and call him on it, he crawfishes and he reverses it on you, and you know, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, ZD Den, Chaotic has been laying it down. Like, I go on there and a lot of times I just listen, man, because it's just crazy. It's crazy as fuck. OB doesn't like me because he tried to call me out one day on whether or not I had an airplane, and I literally walked into my garage and showed a picture of my airplane. So now his thing is that he goes on and on about how my wife married me. You know, I married this Chinese mail order bride kind of thing, you know, and I'm like, well, I haven't really gone after him like truly hardcore about it yet, but if he'll ever stay on panel long enough when I get up there, because he runs the fuck away when I get up on panel, if I can actually say anything. But he's dumb as fuck. But he won't really say anything. He hasn't really said a whole lot to me about it. At some point he's going to. And what does it fucking matter if I can afford? Dude, is there, you know, if you could afford a mail order bride, wouldn't you? I mean, honestly, I tell you what, guys, I look at my wife as if you guys don't remember this, I'm old. So if I had a Sears Roebuck catalog, right? You guys remember Sears Roebuck? I had a Sears Roebuck catalog, and I went down the list to pick all the options for a wife. My wife would tick every one of those damn options. Like, I could not have gotten a better, more awesome wife than what I have. Period. There's nothing that suits me better than my wife. I'm just telling you. Like, if I had mail ordered her, she would be perfect. I didn't, but you know. So, well, I like to fight, so I like to argue, and I go to CT is kind of like a blow off valve for me. He's like a steam. I am bragging about my wife, but I mean, you know, if you're gonna call me out on something, it better be something other than my wife, because my wife is fucking awesome. You know, so that's I'm just telling you that right now. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that, Mr. Mister. I really wanted to watch and be a part of it. I saw it starting to happen, but I had some stuff going on and I was sick. And so I think I ended up going to sleep. I'm actually technically not old. I'm only 53. I'm probably going to live in my grandmother lived to be 104. So I'm only halfway through, guys. I'm not old, right? Like I'm only halfway through. OB is a loser. That's what it is. But anyway, so who else that can we talk some shit about? Or what else should we talk shit about? Man, I don't know. There's just so much that's happened this week, right? And there's so much drama out there in our little universe right now, you know, our little corner of the world, corner of the internet. The amount of cope that people have over Trump is hilarious. Like, it's crazy, man. Like, I can't tell you how interesting. The Raging Patriot knows Sears catalog, Sears Roebuck Christmas catalog was up. Yeah, the good old days. It's good old days. Yeah, that's right, man. I can't believe Wally hasn't come up to talk shit. I actually thought that he was all set to talk shit. Let me message him and make fun of him. Yeah. Anybody want to come up and talk shit? Get a link from the mod. Come on up. Last night we had what was his name? Fuck was that kid's name? Russ. The fuck ever his name was. Good kid. Liked him. Rough. Thank you. Rough. He Seattle Suave. Yeah, right. Now here's a good kid, you know. He's young, you know. I think probably like he's at his age and the way he was talking, I think he's probably got a baby mama or an ex-wife floating around somewhere that he's taking care of, and he just don't want to say anything about it. So, yeah. I think it was really funny that his idea of masculinity was how big his biceps were. That was pretty fucking funny. Thought that. Moxie, you missed out on the gun show last night, baby. You'd have probably come up on stage on that one. Yeah, he didn't. Well, so I was over on Grace Thorpe's panel. By the way, we're going to get into Grace. I was over on Grace Thorpe's panel, and I was in her chat. I stopped by, said some bullshit, you know, and I got taught. She asked me to come up and talk to her about some problems she's having with a fucking RV or some bullshit. I was literally trying to help Grace out, and it was really, I was already annoyed anyway. And we'll get into why I was annoyed for a minute, but I'm sitting there trying to have a conversation about how to fix this piece of shit RV that they got, and this dude is sitting there just simping the fuck out over Grace. Now, the reason he was simping the fuck out over Grace is because she's on screen wearing a bra and like a female suit jacket, blazer kind of thing, right? I asked her if it was laundry day, right? Like, what the fuck are you doing? So I was kind of annoyed, you know, that, you know, I'm trying to help somebody out and they're kind of being degenerate like that. Whatever. So and then of course I had to come do my stream, and he followed me over here, and you know, the rest was history. So when he came up and he was just bullshitting about, you know, trying to, I guess he was kind of trying to show off for Grace. And I called him. I told him to shut the fuck up and go home, you know, go the fuck away. Fuck off. Fuck off. Actually, I think I told him fuck off and die. Anson, I'm not talking about your private reading material in the restroom, washroom, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, so we had a couple of good debates this week. Really didn't get a good debate in. Like it was kind of bullshit. Which debate? VOPod. Come on up, VOPod. I'm going to give you a link. Where the fuck you at? I don't know why, but VOPod is like hidden in my. I have to literally search VOPod up every single time. Oh shit! I don't want. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this nonsense. VOPod, come on up, man. Let's talk shit. Anyway. Yeah, go always about the shed, man. Oh, first so the moderator had to bail today, VOPod. It was supposed to happen at 2:00 this afternoon, but about like 1:00 in the morning, somebody get moderators. Somebody get VOPod the link, please. It's in the mod chat. So I'm going to get to the First Amendment thing. So I was sick this week, so I didn't even do a show. Like I did like half a show on Thursday. Last night's show was good, but you know it wasn't the best show I've had. But no, it's two different Jakes. I'm supposed to have Rattlesnake Jake on at some point. I just haven't. We just haven't been able to make it work yet. You know, we're all busy people. So every time, literally, I talk to Jake fairly often, and I'm like, you know, let's make it happen. And he's like, yeah, man, absolutely. I met him at DebateCon, and Jake Rattlesnake is he's a pretty cool dude, man. So yeah, it works out. Yeah, so then I had the First Amendment debate that was supposed to happen today. 1:00 this morning. I think it's like 1:40 this morning. I get a text, or not a text, but a Discord message. I get an alert from the guy that's putting this together, saying, "Hey, he's going to have to, you know, not going to be able to do it. Can't moderate it because he's driving across country right now. His mom or stepmom or somebody was in the hospital. Blah blah blah. I don't know." And so I was like, "Yeah, okay, no problem." So, yeah, First Amender is a special kid. He didn't ride the short bus. He had his own short bus, padded for his protection. Anyway, but so that, at any rate, so I really wanted to go up against First Amender. I did manage to schedule the debate with Average Debate Enjoyer. He's a super cool dude. Can't wait to do that. And I'll just remember his Salvador. That's funny. So we're gonna. That happens on the 26th. I've got I got some other stuff going on. It's pretty cool. What is up, Jake? And the myth, the internet legend of legends. How are you, sir?
What's up, Grid? So, dude, you didn't have the debate at all today. Then,
no. I'm not kidding. I mean, I don't know exactly what time it was, but I had. I signed off last night. I went and watched Flow State for like 5 minutes, and it was like they were going to get into this Mel thing again, which I have no fucking clue about, and I don't really give a shit.
I saw Flow State's titles and stuff. Oh.
Yeah. So then I went over to Verbal Combat, and I was like, Verbal Combat. I can't. I knew that I couldn't stay till 3:00 in the morning. I was like, well, I'll go hang out for a few minutes, talk some shit, fuck with some people, maybe piss a couple of people off, and I'll leave. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it's just being me. And
Chris Lestrange actually won those one Verbal Combat. The highest winning streak is Chris Lestrange. So
yeah, but I mean, look, I got to be honest with you. Verbal Combat is all about being popular and knowing which side to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're gonna, I'm not gonna get into it, but it's a carnival show. It's not a real, that's why I don't care about it anymore. Like I'm glad that it works for Easy. I'm glad it pays for his meal, his meals and his house and takes care of his family. I'm glad that works for him, but to me, it's just dumb as fuck.
I know what you mean. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been wanting to get on Verbal Combat because, here's the thing. Fucking Speakeasy, he does Verbal Combat super late at night.
Yeah.
And, I always have work in the morning. Like I can't stay.
And there's no telling when it will end.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah. It's really difficult.
And I'm not saying it's fixed.
Could be.
But it's weird. It's a weird dynamic, and I just don't understand. Look, I don't see any reason to get into it, right? Like, I like going on there. I've been on there a couple of times. I've played around a little bit,
Yeah.
But and I went on last night. I was on for like 10 or 15 minutes. It was supposed to be $700 to win last night.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
And I was like, this is going to be cool. Hey, Chaotic, man, you need to come up. Somebody get that man. Somebody post a link in the chat for Chaotic Truth only. I got to get Chaotic Truth up here.
Hell yeah. By the way, Grid,
get Chaotic Truth.
Are you going to reschedule your debate with First Amendment?
Yeah. I mean, my understanding is that as soon as the moderator's emergency is done with, we'll get that rescheduled and
good.
Get that going. I have been, look, First Amender is he's just such a terrible dude.
Super bad faith guy. I get you.
He's so bad.
Yeah.
And all of the fallacies, like all of them, he commits them all. And
Grid, you have to realize he's on the side to where he has to really cope on trying to make his argument.
Oh, dude, it's all cope.
Transgender stuff, he's really bad because he went up against Andrew, got totally smoked on that.
Dude, did you see him against Isabella and Alex Stein?
Yeah,
he got completely smoked. Yeah. And his entire argument was to just basically cry. I mean, he didn't actually cry. That would have been great. But it was just basically just all feelings and tears and stupid shit.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're like, who the fuck cares about that, man? Yeah, so I really do want to do it. Although, like everybody's like, why would you do that to yourself?
You got to, bro.
And I'm like, because it's funny.
It's funny as well as like, you got to go out there and put yourself.
I'm gonna have so much fun with this. You have no idea.
Hell yeah.
Because I'm unlike, look, I will not take it seriously enough. I will literally just call him out on every single fallacy. I will literally make fun of him. I might resort to ad hom.
Well, okay. So Grid, when you were saying like, you know what, Jake, you didn't call out all those fallacies that Fatty was doing on you. I said, you know what? Grid's right. I didn't do any of that. But
dude, I was sitting there. I literally was typing in the chat like red herring.
Grid. I wasn't paying attention to the chat. Like I wasn't doing any of that. I was focusing on the debate. And at the end of the day, like Fatty's been good to me, so it's not like I'm not trying.
No, I get it, dude. We've had this conversation. I get it. I understand it. And Fatty has a way, a confidence that when he says something, even when he is fucking wrong,
right,
absolutely fucking wrong, you're like, yeah, all right. And I'm like, no, that's not all right, Jake. I'm like, Rocky, get up, Rocky. Get up, Rocky.
No, look, here's the thing, Grid. When you were on your show the last time, you were saying like, dude, these mods fucking suck. I was like, dude, it was really bad. Like there was to a point where I was just like, okay, Fatty, you can ask. Like Fatty's like, let me ask you one more question before we move on to the next subject. I was like, okay, cool. But at the same time, I have some questions prior before. So he's like,
you did do well. I'm not saying you did poorly. You did very well.
I know. I'm not saying that. But
and you did win.
Yes.
But it should have been a slam dunk.
I know. But I am saying like, Grid, you're right. I do need to call out a lot of those fallacies. At the time when I was entering in there, Fatty chose the judges. I only had one choice in judge, which was Glenn Lawrence.
Yeah.
Fatty chose one of his judges that he chose was a guy that I debated 2 weeks prior that I absolutely obliterated. And he chose that guy as a judge. So I already knew John Henry, that guy that was there. I already knew he was going to vote against me. And then the other guy that was there, he was a judge from the last debate that I was on with Fatty, and he voted against me as well. So
you can't. I mean, look, you can't. And this is how Fatty rolls, right? Like you don't see Look, when Fatty debated Red Pill versus, I think it was Nev, or I think it was Nev. He got his ass kicked. He shouldn't have, but he lets his, his mentally, he is so wrapped around the axle of he is just right that he could not attack Nev's arguments appropriately.
Okay.
Right.
I haven't seen that debate at all, actually.
I think it was Nev. I'm like 90% sure it was Nev. But he was debating Red Pill versus against
Pill stuff.
Was it Nev? Somebody will know. Was it Nev that Fatty was debating Red Pill against not long ago?
Yeah.
But but when he doesn't have it stacked in his favor, like if you said, hey Fatty, I'd like to debate you. I want Grid 1 to moderate.
Like a neutral platform,
like neutral platform, or like Tiki Tax. Tiki Tax is a pretty good moderator, and the thing is a problem with your moderators. And look, Glenn's a good guy, and I like Glenn. I moderated for Glenn against Fatty or on Fatty's panel. So here's the thing: if you're gonna moderate a debate, you as a moderator. When he started going off in the left fucking field, the moderators should have said, hey, stop filibustering. You need to answer. We're on a time. We have we have 3 hours here. You can't spend 30 minutes filibustering.
Great. It was supposed to be 2 hours. We were supposed to do 30 minutes on Bernie, 30 minutes on Trump, 30 minutes open panel, like with me and him back and forth, and 30 minutes with the mods questions. That's how it was supposed to be. Dude, it lasted 3.5 hours. Right. That wasn't supposed to be the structure. And I'll tell you this, my buddy OJ, he's a co-host for VealPod that comes in here and there. He saw the debate and he was like, dude, it's funny. He had the same opinion as you. These mods ain't doing shit. These mods were allowing all this shit to happen. And he said, he's like, because I told him, I was like, yeah, I chose Glenn. And I love Glenn. And he's like,
No,
yeah,
Glenn-
you know what?
Glenn-
You probably should have chose Grid 1 as the mod instead. And maybe he would have fucking actually called it out. And it would have been a little bit more constructive to where the 2-hour mark would have been accomplished. Instead, we had to go an hour and a half above it, you know, and that was kind of frustrating for me in a way.
So,
you know,
like I'm debating this guy, average debate enjoyer. Now he's a upper level debate. Like he can debate Andrew. Like no shit. He's using this debate to get a debate with Andrew.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
Because
shit.
so he asked me, he's like, hey, do you think you could talk to Andrew about having a debate with me?
Mhm.
And I'm like, yeah, I can maybe at some point talk to him about it. I don't actually talk to Andrew that much, but if I get a chance, I'll do it. So then he's like, hey, I want to debate you on this. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And as a matter of fact, I'll have Andrew as the moderator. Right.
Yeah.
On my channel. Right. I'm going to have Andrew come to my channel and he'll moderate. And then I'm out of it. Right. Like it's Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew's a mod.
Yeah.
The problem that you have right now is you have this, people are trying to make debate channels where they moderate for money. And so you are the product as the debater.
Sure. Yeah.
Right. And that's fucked up and backwards.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right.
The one moderating gets the money, but the debaters that are actually doing the work don't get anything out of it.
Right.
Not to that degree. Yeah.
Right. And it's nothing against Sarah. Okay. That's nothing against Speakeasy. That's nothing against any of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But you see how Andrew does it. Right. You've seen how Andrew does. Well, I mean, he goes on Sarah sometimes, but when he has an actual important debate, he's on his channel,
neutral
they're
platform.
on their channel, and they have a neutral moderator.
Right. Yeah, I get you there.
And the moderator's not getting, the moderator doesn't have a financial incentive.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's really the way it should be.
Yeah, I get you there. And like you said, nothing against Fatty or I'm not Fatty.
No, look, you made better arguments. You made better points. You use far less fallacies. You did a better job. You did win that debate.
Yeah,
100%.
But again, I'll tell you this, Grid. I wasn't expecting the chaos. I was going in there specifically to have a good faith debate with Fatty. Yeah. And you're right. Yeah, he had some fallacies there. However, dude, I did respect the platform because, dude, at the end of the day, even the last time I was on Fatty's channel, a lot of the people that were on there was saying like Jake is interruptive, he's this and that. I got a lot of flack on that. However, Fatty did bring me back on because apparently a part of his audience actually did enjoy the last time that I was on there, and Fatty said, yeah, he brought me back specifically because of that.
Well, so
it was probably just an entertainment factor, really.
Fatty has to keep bringing people on to make money. Right. Mm-hmm. That's the other. Sorry, I'm still sick.
Oh, yeah.
Still technically sick.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when you do look, if you're going to do a debate, if you have a financial interest in making money off of the debate, right? Like you're trying to make a few bucks. I'm not saying you're going to make $1,000 or even $100, but you're going to, if you're going to do it, so you should not be the product, right?
Mm-hmm.
It should be on your channel. You should be streaming it on your channel as well, which you were, but it should really be the people moderating it shouldn't be making all the money.
I get you there.
You know,
yeah.
And honestly, the moderator should get just a little something from either their own chat. You got a guy coming behind you.
Yeah. Grid. Yeah, Grid right now, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Grid?
What's up, man? But when you're doing when you're doing this stuff, if you're going to do, so everybody makes a little bit, maybe the moderator can stream it on their own channel, but you got to use an effective moderator.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And one moderator, not this 3 moderator garbage voting. No, none of that. The moderator can't decide who wins or loses. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Actually, Grid, I was telling you last time, it was OJ that was saying that, like, the moderation was so bad, you should have got Grid because he probably would have called them out. It was OJ that said that because he saw the debate. And he's like, yeah, dude. And he even said, like, yeah, Glenn, he did a good job at times, but, like, even Glenn didn't take control of the moderation.
My thing was
Glenn's distracted.
Glenn,
Look.
he did a good
Glenn has a
job.
lot on his plate.
Oh, hold on. I just can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I can't hear you too much.
Yeah,
hold on. So,
Glenn just has a lot on his plate, right? Glenn has a lot on his plate. He's got a lot going on
with his personal life. Yeah.
So asking him is, I mean, certainly he's going to want to do it because he wants to help his buddy, but it's pretty tough, right?
But yeah, though. So I was telling Jake, that day, and even when I came, I just got here today, so I told him, I'm all, dude, man, the moderator was shit. Like Fatty was talking over everything. I was seeing the chat that they were saying that, hey, that Jake is not answering any questions, but Jake, you were not even able to answer some of these questions. I told him, bro, you were being too nice because it was Fatty's show. Like, Jake was trying to be respectful because it was Fatty's show versus that is Project Veopod, right? So I told him, bro, you know what? If you're gonna get any moderator, because he started this at 4 o'clock. He couldn't get me because I was still at work during that time, and I was just like, bro, you should have got Grid. And Grid 1 would have been good because you know what? This motherfucker is very fair on a lot of aspects. Like, he's always the guy that's like, hey, you know what? Whatever the rule is for the show, he's gonna oblige by the rules. And he's going to say, hey, whoa, you can't do this. Hey, no, you can't say this. Hey, no, fucking answer the question. Hey, Jake asked you a question. Hey, Fatty asked you a question. You all need to do this.
Moderators aren't really supposed to do that. But what a moderator should do in a debate is if Jake asks a question, right? And Fatty, instead of giving you an answer, if he filibusters, look, some filibustering's fine, right? Like 3, 4, 5 minutes, something like that, just to maybe obscure the point or whatever. That's acceptable. But when it goes on for like 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes of just filibustering and going back and forth over the same point, it's like, dude, shut up. Let's move on. Make your point and move on, right?
Well, I think that this is where, like, you being a moderator would have definitely came in handy on there. I just think that the point of being a moderator,
there were things that Jake did wrong too, right? Like Jake, Jake had a few fallacies too. But my job wouldn't be to call fallacies, right? The one thing is that the thing that I saw, and I don't, the chat can say whether they saw the same thing, the guys who are watching it. I saw Jake being pretty good faith, answering questions concisely. And pretty logically, and I saw Fatty when he was pushed, he would start filibustering and just go on this long ass story that didn't have anything to actually do with the question that was asked.
Well, yeah,
and that's just filibustering. And there's nothing wrong with that if you allow it, and you should have called him on it over and over again.
Right, and I think, like, even with Fatty, he was saying that he was getting very frustrated with the concise answers that Jake was putting out, for him, and he was just like, obviously Fatty couldn't answer his questions, that he kept asking the same questions again, didn't accept the answers, and then trying to ask one question to asking another, like, 2 to 5 other questions along with it. So, and I think that this is the part that where I believe personally that where a moderator should come in to be like, hey, well, wait a minute, hold on, stop, you asking way too many questions. You got to ask one question at a time, or hey, like, you know what, Fatty answer the question, Jake answer the question, whatever it may be in that predicament. And that's where I think that that's the point of the moderators, to make sure that that the conversation doesn't go too much out of content, because even then with the topic was about Bernie Sanders and Donald Trump. Yeah. And then it led into a whole big conversation, especially about the health system, which it was completely a little bit irrelevant to some degree, right? And they stayed on that topic for a very, very long time. The way that it was going,
and that's okay if they're going back and forth, and it's like I said, it's good. But
it wasn't back and forth though. Sad to say. It was more like Fatty kept asking question after question, and he kept answering. Then Jake tried to answer, and then Fatty, like in the middle of
Well,
his
Fatty was doing
statement-
Fatty did a couple of red herrings.
Yeah.
He would ask three he was gish the biggest thing that I saw was he filibustered and he gish galloped. He would filibuster when you asked him a question and give and get to get an answer, and then when you would answer his question, he would gish gallop and give you back 6 questions, just really crazy.
Sure. And that's where it leads to distraction. That after that, hey, you know what? Is depending on what the 6 questions are, right?
And Jake, you got it, dude. You've got to say, stop. One question at a time. I'm answering one question at a time, concisely. I don't need you to write. I don't need a book. I just need the answer. I don't need to understand the entire history of the world. I just need the answer to this question.
Hey,
and
Grid.
you've got to do that, dude.
Hey, Grid, really quick, outside of the Fatty versus me debate, are you going to be hosting any debates yourself?
I mean, I haven't been asked to, other than Glenn asked me to once, and I've been busy. Kind of been busy with my own stuff, but I'm open to it. If you need a moderator or something, I'm open to helping out.
Okay, I'm definitely going to keep you in mind then with moderations, because I've been thinking about kind of doing that as well, like going on other people's channels or like bringing them in for VOPod to debate as well, and have maybe a moderator. So if you're interested on that, maybe you can kind of get your name in with some moderation. Or
I mean, I think most people know that I'm up for moderating, but you have like Sarah's like making it her industry to do that, and that's fine. I personally, I like Sarah a lot. I really think a lot of Sarah. I have no problem going on her show. I selected Andrew to moderate my debate, right? And I just I think that. I mean, it is a shit talking stream, right?
Yeah. So great.
But
basically, I guess like I'll
talk to you about it more later. I mean, I don't want to start anything.
I would just say, hey, like any other future debate that Jake has to do on Fatty's channel, at least.
Well, we'll see
if you'll be down.
I wouldn't do it on Fatty's channel. See, the thing is, I think the thing that you're doing wrong is look, Fatty is trying to, as near as I can tell, he's trying to develop basically a version of verbal combat that is far more focused and generates kind of the same amount of money without all of the circus show.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing. I'll let you get your get your ears back on. There you go. All right. So what Fatty's trying to do, as near as I can tell, and I can be wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to go to war with Fatty or anything. I'm just telling you this. From my perspective, Fatty's trying to do these debates to kind of make some money. Nothing wrong with that, and kind of run this this game, if you will.
Sure.
Kind of like Sarah does, but a little bit different. Yeah. I wouldn't play. I personally have not, and I won't play into that. Now look where I've debated, right? Like look where I debate. I occasionally I'll debate on verbal combat, but not very often, right?
Yeah.
I debate on Prime Kai's. Prime makes money off of that. I don't. That's kind of a fun thing to do. I debate in places where, if anybody's going to make money, I'm trying to make it even, right? Like I don't need to be the guy that makes all the money.
Sure.
Right. But realize that you're the product, right? Like,
yeah, of course.
So if you can make a show that benefits everyone, that's great. Yeah. If it's too one-sided, it's not good. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
And I feel like that Fatty's is a little too one-sided. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with that. I think he can always find plenty of people to go, to show up. I personally wouldn't do that. If you were to challenge Fatty to a rematch on a similar subject, socialism versus capitalism,
Yeah.
which has done more good for the planet, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
Don't use that. That's too abstract. But let's say you
there.
boiled it down, right? I would say, look, Fatty, I want to, let's debate. I'll do it for my channel. You can phone in on my channel, or I can phone in on yours, whatever. It doesn't matter. But I'm going to stream from my channel, and we're going to have, I'll stream from my channel, you stream from yours, and we'll broadcast it through a channel that we set up just for that.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like somebody like you, I would say, okay, well, we'll have
you can do it through my channel too, or Rob Norris
host through Grid One.
Yeah, Rob Norris is one of the best debate mods out there. Like he's legit.
Yeah.
And so so you have some really good moderators out there, right? Like Rob. I'm a decent one. I'm not great. Andrew's fucking fantastic as a moderator.
Yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah.
So
I get you. Anyways, Grid, we already gonna call it a night. Actually, we're gonna go out already. I need to take a shower.
You're going out?
Yeah, I'm going out, dude. I got my buddy here, so we're gonna go out and to a bar and
go chase some women.
Yeah.
Don't chase dudes.
No dudes. No dudes.
Don't chase dudes.
No, we ain't chasing dudes. He might, not me.
No, fuck you.
But we're gonna go out to a bar and have a good time. He's from Houston. I mean, he's over there in Houston, so I'm like, let's go out for the night and stuff like that. I thought you were gonna do a debate today, so I was gonna listen. Yeah, well, I know it got canceled out. Yeah, well, let me know when the debate happens, so that way I can tune in on that, Grid. Because,
yeah, man, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'll make sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
right,
none of those Tijuana donkey shows, man. Keep it straight up. Keep it straight up.
We will. Don't worry about it.
Man. No, and nobody has bail money, bro.
Yeah, for sure. No bail money tonight, bro.
No bail money.
But yeah,
right, have a good time while you're out. Be safe.
Have a good one, man. I'll catch you later.
See you, buddy.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, man. Thanks for coming up. All right, that was cool. That was cool. Was that not cool? Yeah. No Tijuana pony shows or donkey shows or whatever the hell those things are. He knew what I was talking about. They used to be a joke. I can't believe it, but Andrew and that whale are still going at it over on whatever. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. ZD Den is into the boring shit. All right. That's cool. Uh-oh. Somebody's yelling at me. Who's yelling at me? Oh, Wally says he's trying to wake up. We'll see if Wally gets in here before the end of, before daylight. Anyway, so Moxie Weiss, she's cool. I'm actually surprised Chaotic didn't come up. I was really hoping Chaotic would come up, but Moxie, yes, Fatty is a disingenuous debater. He's just, I don't know. Banana and a quarter show. I didn't need to know that, bro. I didn't. So. All right. So, all right. So let's keep talking shit about people. What's up, Sport Brand? I'm talking shit tonight. It's the shit talking night. There we go. Let's see TTS. Look at that TTS.
Mr. Bulle in the Department of Numismatics donated $10. Super chat. Hey now, Grid, be gracious. Big girls need love too.
Now, big girls need love from 3 of you. Not 2 of you, 3 of you. It just takes that many. Yeah. Let's fucking go. Yeah, we're talking some shit tonight. I haven't talked as much as I thought I would. Pardon me. Yeah. So I mean, look, I like Fatty a lot. I he's cool to chill and hang out with, and he's funny as fuck. Like Fatty is hilarious to listen to, and listen to him talk to other people. But in the debate with poor poor Jake, man, Jake just didn't know. Just didn't know. Thick thighs saves lives. That's a bold claim, sir. That's bold. Very bold claim. Yeah. Yes. They also start fire. Oh man, these guys are going in hard on this poor girl. I mean, you need to because nobody else has. It looks like, man, Mikey Ball's going in there. Oh, you guys going deep. Hey, what's up, Helping Hound? My cough is actually a lot better. But it is kind of, I don't know. Spam on sale. That's funny. Anson Knowles, harpooning is a sport for the brave. I believe that used to be an Olympic sport, sir. Back in the day. Yeah. That's the real story of the Gorgon. Was it the Gorgon? The Kraken. Awaken the Kraken. That's just how they spelled Karen back in the day. See? They just messed the letters up. Kraken, Karen. They were harpooning Karen. They weren't harpooning the Kraken. I'm just saying. Just saying that's what it is. Silver medal in pooning is a flex. It used to be an Olympic sport. A male whale can't talk about harpooning. Now they just do it. They don't have to talk about it. They just toss it right in there. The question is if you have enough flour to roll up and aim for that wet spot. That's the question. If you don't have enough flour, I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe try dust. I don't know. Anyway. Wally, I know you're lurking. Get your tired ass in here. I sent you the link. Dang it, boy. Yeah. I honestly, I always thought Jabba the Hutt was like a figment of somebody's imagination, but there it is right there on whatever right now, arguing with Andrew. That's Jabba's big sister. And by big, I just mean in size, not age. Flour can be acquired in 100-pound bags. That's true. That's true. It's also highly flammable. That's why the friction sets the thighs on fire. That's okay, Naomi. It's okay. Super thin girls gross me out. They freak. Have you seen these bony ass chicks that like it just look weird, man? They look like something out of a Wes Craven vampire movie. It's just gross. What's up with that? That's why they call it fat burning. That's funny. You'll be hearing from my lawyer. Oh, damn, son. Damn. You've probably been bony before. But were you Wes Craven vampire movie bony? Just saying. Oh man, I feel like I'm slacking on my shit talking. No, Naomi, she has not lost weight. She is not. All right, so back to the. Let's see. Anson Knowles. I harpooned a whale once with the reverse cowgirl move on a tile floor. Sometimes bagging the prize is its own punishment. Yikes. You always had upper deck? All right. Can I drag somebody already, please? This is me talking. And the thing is like, I'm in too good a mood to really drag somebody, and I don't really have anyone to really drag. I think all of this bullshit about Mel and Resto and all these people, I don't know what the fuck to think about it all. The interesting thing is I really liked Izzy. I thought Izzy was cool. But now, I don't know if Izzy's cool or not. Everybody seems to think she's really sus and really there's some weirdness there. I don't know. What the fuck? The shit talking is fake advertising? Maybe a little bit. We'll talk some more shit talking show. The Mel thing, right? Yeah, I didn't get to see the receipts, but that chick. First of all, I don't know how to say this being nice. Look, I never understood what a hag was until I watched Mel. I just didn't. And funny thing is, I was like, so the way that I came to know about this show was through Andrew. Resto dimed out somebody that was talking shit on Andrew on Mel's show. Andrew went over there, burned the place down, basically, made them all cry and left, and then came back and made them cry again, and they still cried about it. So then Mel and Glenn was going on Mel's show because they happened to be on at the same time in the morning, or they were going off to whatever. And they share some of the same audience, what the fuck ever. And I went on there a couple of times, and I thought, well, it's not bad. It's cool, and Glenn was on there and whatever. And but I always thought it was a boring ass show. And then I told Resto that to his froggy little face. I was like, hey, it's boring. It's a boring show. And I told him when he was like, what'd you say about the show in front of Mel? I was like, yeah, I said it was boring. I'm not convinced it's not. I think, it's better. It's better than I thought it was, but, and occasionally it could be entertaining, but I mean, you've got this really weird old British lady, which I was never actually convinced was an actual woman. I swear to God, I thought we had a troon going on. Swear to God, I was ready to call Wang at any moment. I'm just saying. I didn't honestly know if Mel was actually female or not. Who knows? And then all of right. Mel gives you the split. I mean, it's the same thing, man. I honestly thought Mel was a dude. I don't know. I don't want to know. And it was super weird. All of this stuff about meeting in Vegas and all that shit, man, that was super fucking weird. Pardon me. The thing is I went to DebateCon. I met Andrew. I met Sarah. I met a bunch of people from the Crucible. They were all cool people. Legit cool people. And met Alex Stein. But we were there for a purpose, right? We were there for DebateCon. There was debates going on. We weren't just hanging out, doing whatever. Mel is this... it's Mel Pandora is the name of the channel. I'm not actually... Yes, Mel Pandora. I'm actually not sure of this person's actual name or whatever. I actually don't feel bad. I feel great, actually. It's just I had a sinus infection and I had postnasal drip, and so my I'm still trying to, get that stuff out of there. Oh, Helping Hound, bring it up. MASH, my man. I love MASH, dude. I love that show. I like old TV. I used to last summer. I would literally work in my garage. I'd go out every morning, work in my garage, and I'd have the TV on watching MASH. And after MASH went off, Gunsmoke. I fucking love Gunsmoke, man. It's great. It's great. So. But yeah, so debates coming up. Man, I got shit on this on the horizon for this week. I think I pissed Wick off. I don't think he's going to let me come back up. Which it's a weird dude. Like, I can't tell if he's just like whatever. I can't tell if he's just fucked in the head or if he's whatever. Yeah, CT is awesome. Man, you go on CT's channel more. I don't have any debates lined up. Prime Kais will probably call me up on tomorrow or Monday. Maybe I'll do his show Monday. I don't know. We'll see. What's up, Charles Darwin? How the fuck are you? How are you, man? I don't have any debates coming up, man, except for this one with Average Debate Enjoyer. Got I don't know. I got a lot of shit going on, so I have to do a lot of shooting this week. Gun stuff, not regular stuff. Yeah. I love that show, Gunsmoke, man. I love that show. Moxie, you should come up and talk some shit. I know you got some shit to talk. But yeah, so I'd love to have more debates coming up. I think Fabian Liberty and I will do a show coming up. I do have Kita and her partner coming on, like business partner, not partner. That'll be on Thursday. It's gonna be awesome. I heard that. I don't have Honey Tea in front of me. I wish I did. You just want to listen to some shit talking. The problem is Wally's not up here. Wally's supposed to. He's letting me down, bro. Yeah, The Rifleman was really good too. I like that show too. But Gunsmoke, man, Gunsmoke was good. It's really good. And Bonanza, Little Joe, Haas. What's up? Paladin was good. Yeah, it was good too. I like old TV. Any progress update on Big Con I can share? No, I've actually not talked to James. I'm assuming he's very busy. I need to actually going to have to reach out to him between now and Monday, try and get something there. It looks like it's going to be in the Nashville area. It looks like it's going to be very close to me. And I got a lot of stuff going on to get that ready. 13 and I are working on a couple of projects to help that along. I may need help on that. May need to reach out to some support people. I don't know. And so I guess the last thing to really kind of talk shit about, man, I barely used any of my time tonight. Got to talk more shit. So yesterday I go on to Grace Thorpe's channel, which, by the way, I don't really have a problem with Grace. I don't have a problem with Ben anymore. He's a little weird, but whatever. Who cares? He's a pretty decent debater. I think he gets wrapped around the axle on a few things. Whatever. That's like a lot of people. Anson Knowles is up here. Now we can talk some shit. And so Grace yesterday, I didn't know this, but I don't know what happened. I pop in because she was going to. I had asked her to consider helping me grift during my debates, right? Like one of the things about going on these debates is when I'm on Prime's channel debating, or I'm on Wick or Gibbs's panel, or wherever I'm doing these debates, I can't grift. And so taking a page from the Crucible, I need somebody to be on the channel getting the grift on, right? Making it happen. So I thought, and I happened to stop by Grace's channel the other day, and they've been demonetized because they're, I mean, honestly,
Disgusting degenerates.
Yeah, because they're fucking degenerates. And to be honest, I think that they pushed the envelope a little too hard on trying to be controversial and do whatever the bullshit is, just all the drama, right? Mr. Boulay, anybody can come up as long as we know who they are and they've been vetted. I can always kick them off or just not let them up. So you can give them the link. You can give anybody the link that we know, and that's been up before. Again, I probably won't have more than 4, maybe 5 up or whatever. But so anyway, I don't have a problem with Grace. I don't have a problem with Ben. So I popped on their channel for some stupid ass reason the other day, or maybe they just happened to be on, and I was cruising through all of the channels before I left out or whatever. And they were talking about being demonetized. They got mass reported because they fucked around with the wrong dude, and he felt like maybe it was a she. Fuck, I don't know. Anyway, whoever it was felt like that they were stalking him or her or whatever the fuck, and mass reported, demonetized. So they're, obviously that cuts into their revenue. And I was like, hey, I actually need someone to help grift on my panel. Grace, you could help out with that. If you help out with that, I'll pay you a little bit of money. Good for everybody. She said, yeah, she'd help out. So I stopped in yesterday. No, it's not because of Ruby. It was because of some dude. I don't know who it was. But that dude apparently called the cops. Anyway, so Grace said she'd do it. I'm like, yeah, cool. So I stopped by yesterday, first of all, to tell to see if she was going to be available for today's debate, which ended up not happening. And I literally, Anson, I pop in, and she's wearing a bra.
Well, good.
And
she's wearing clothes.
And a jacket.
Yeah.
Like, remember that Seinfeld episode where that chick's wearing a bra and a jacket or whatever, and that starts a whole new style. And Elaine was trying to shame her or whatever. Anyway.
The only attire episode I remember like that was when
I think everybody says they're stalking her, Moxie. I'm sorry, Anson. I was just responding.
No, that's okay. I don't remember that particular episode. I remember the pirate shirt episode where Seinfeld was going around with a pirate shirt.
Yes.
I don't remember that, but I've popped into Grace's channel a couple of times before, and I feel bad for her because she's obviously had terrible parenting from her father.
I agree with that.
And she's a woman, right? And so she's going to be searching for a guy like her dad, and I can just see in 10 or 15 years her life being a total wreck because of.
Dude, I don't understand. I mean, like, look, she's a grown ass woman. She can do whatever the hell she wants, but I got to be honest, bro. I got to be honest, dude. She is like down. I mean, to call it a downward spiral just doesn't seem quite accurate. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, she's gotten addicted to the attention, right? And
Right,
so,
right. Yeah,
so when
the
people,
controversy, the
yeah,
drama, right?
yeah, she's consumed herself. Everybody has the ability to have so much pride in themselves that's unearned that they consume themselves, and that's what she's done. And I feel really bad for her because she's still young, and hopefully she finds some guy that can um how do I put it, bring her back to reality, because I think that's what it's going to take. I mean, some guy's going to have to fix her.
Well, dude, oh wait, I got something for this. Hang on, stand by. I got something for this. This is what I do with it. You got me. You caught me off guard, Anson. You caught me off guard, but it's okay. It's all right. I'll fix it. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. There's no fixing that. No, there's no fixing it. Like some dude will end up wasting half his damn life and end up broke and penniless, and she'll be all like frustrated and shit. Here, I got something for you, Anson. Let me what the fuck did I do with that?
Yeah, let me do a disclaimer. Anything that I say is guaranteed to get you multiple divorces. So don't ever take
There you
dating
go.
advice.
Look, see, Anson? There you go, right there.
Yep.
Yeah, I have something for this. I was prepared. I had something. Right. Yeah, okay. All right. Anson, you can name that tune in 2 notes.
Yeah. I've played that. Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff.
You went.
It's worth it if they're high enough on the hot crazy matrix, though, because at least they're hot.
So, and that's the thing is, like, I think at one point in time, Grace probably was high enough on the hot crazy matrix.
Yeah, but now she's definitely mid. I mean, she's put on weight. She's got acne problems. She's living in a camper. I mean, she's getting all this attention from other guys. She's doing everything that you're supposed to do if you want to lower your value.
Yeah, I can't argue with you on that. I don't know all of that for certain because I just don't pay that much attention. But
oh yeah, I check her out every time she's on there. She's definitely put on some weight. The last stream of hers that I was watching, she was still monetized, but she was doing things like making her bed in a mini skirt and bending over for the camera. And I mean, I got a good view. I really liked it. I'm a fan of art content like that. So
art content? What are you from the 60s?
Yeah.
Performance. I'm making art films, Mom.
Anson graduated from the National Endowment of the Arts.
Yeah, well, he endowed something, all right.
Yeah, magnum cum loudly.
Well, it's a sit stream, so let's go for it.
All right. Well, anyway, so I don't know. Look, I'm happy to have Grace help out. I think she can. I would rather have someone else help out with the grift stream, or grifting while I'm debating. I just don't. And the problem is, I don't think that Grace is reliable enough. I don't know what kind of bullshit they got going on in their life, but for someone that doesn't have a fucking job and zero responsibility in life, literally, like, no personal responsibility, no sense of time, no nothing. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. So, so now I guess we got to talk about Anson. My man Gibbs.
Oh, that fat guy, the idiot.
Prime Kai on Tim Pool and old Prime getting blown the fuck out.
Well,
which, by the way,
yeah,
that was rough.
Well, he seems like the kind of guy. He seems like the kind of guy that really wants to get blown out, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that's no. But see, the thing is, we'll get into that in a minute. I don't even know how the fuck he got on there, Tim fucking Pool. Right? Like, I understand he's big on Twitch, but who the fuck cares about Twitch? Twitch is a bunch of weirdos. And so Prime Kais and Gibbs. Tim Pool. Prime. And I called it when I saw him on there. Somebody messaged me and said, "Oh, he's on Tim Pool." I'm like, "Oh, it's not going to be. He'll be in his feelings in like 2 minutes." And I was like, and absolutely, the minute I turned it on, he's already in his feelings. Pardon me. And just absolutely in his feelings. And it was terrible, man. It was terrible. It was, and this is going to be a meme forever. As soon as somebody clips that shit, that's going to be a meme. Because it was terrible. Sport Brand, he was on Tim Pool. Tim Pool himself blew him out. Like Gibbs did not make the best arguments. I'll give the guys that. Oh man, Wally's got a badass headache, so he may not make it up. That's all good, bro. So yeah, he just messaged me.
I wonder what her name is.
I see what you did there. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's plausible deniability, brother. If you don't tell me any names, dates, phone numbers, real details, I can't dime you out.
Yep.
I know nothing. I am Sergeant Phillips. I know nothing.
That's right. I am a meat popsicle. You don't think it was that awful? No, look. Prime literally was trying to argue. He made the most circular argument I've heard in a long time as to why Doge was not doing the right thing by doing the thing that he said they needed to do. Like he literally said that it should be a group, there needs to be efficiency experts that look at the government to make sure that it's being efficient. It just doesn't need to be Doge. Like it was weird. It was the weirdest circular argument I've ever heard in my life. And even Tim finally got tired of it and was like, no, listen, this is how it actually is. It was funny. Very, very funny. Anson Knowles, that high quality woman told you to never, ever speak to her again. So she probably is a high quality woman. Come to think of it.
Oh, so he's okay with the Doge idea. It's just Doge is bad because it came from Orange Man, and Orange Man is bad.
No. He's okay with the Doge idea as long as it doesn't actually accomplish anything. He doesn't want anybody fired. He doesn't want jobs lost. He doesn't want anything to actually happen.
No, it's not jobs lost.
This is a very weird thing amongst liberals. Liberals will say, you'll say to a liberal, hey, isn't it a good idea? Isn't it a great thing that we're finding out that our tax dollars are being wasted and that all of these, that we don't actually need 10,000 people working for the post office more than we have? We have 10,000 people too many working in the post office, and the Postmaster General himself has said, let me fire 10,000 people and we will be way more efficient. Do you understand how insane a statement that is? If I fire 10,000 people, I will be more efficient. That's insane. That's insane, brother. Like, that's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard in my life. And yet the Postmaster General said that. And he doesn't even like Trump. Like, he's not on Trump's side. But the Postmaster General is getting a lot of heat, as you guys may know. For the last 10 years, the Postmaster General, the post office has been, they've been talking about restructuring it and even getting rid of the post office because it operates at such a massive loss every year. And Americans won't accept paying more shipping costs because of private industry. FedEx and UPS smoke them into the dirt.
But the problem there is it's one of those perpetual self-feeding machines because the government, under certain situations or like documents or products or goods and services, they will not allow FedEx or UPS carry it. It has to be carried by Postal Service.
Yeah, they're getting
something
around that.
federal
though, now.
related.
They're getting around that now because of the how fast and how secure UPS can be, and how they can actually track it station to station, where UPS can, or not UPS, Postal Service can't. I can't believe that this stupid bitch on whatever is still talking. Andrew is the most patient man on the planet. How the hell is he still talking to a communist? How many hours are they in now? Like 3.5, 4 hours? What the fuck are we in here? Where we at?
Why give up an opportunity to make a commie look bad? I mean, Andrew's an excellent debater. If he's got one in,
4 hours, dude.
Oh God, it's like turning into a whatever podcast, regular podcast.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's got stamina.
Right? That dude.
That's what she said.
Yep. No blue pill required.
This DJ Hour with Grid One and his guests. Not brought to you by Tactical Soap from Grundike Soap Company.
No.
Brought to you by Anson and his DJ Mind. That's it.
I had someone message me, leave me a message on. I'm going to just we're going to get off of Tim Pool's podcast here for a minute. We're going to just sidebar. I had someone message me on the last podcast. Hey, what's a good book? He's struggling with Christianity. What's a good book for him to read? And I'm like, wait, I don't know. I've never read it, other than the Bible. I've never really found a book that made me a better Christian or made me want to be a Christian more. It's all about the church. It's all about the community that I'm in. It's all about the people that I'm with, the fellowship. That's what determines that. Books other than the Bible are just someone's interpretation and pretty fucking irrelevant to me. I've never found one that I was like, oh wow, that's enlightening, right? For me personally, and I'm not really qualified. I'm not a theologist. I'm not a theologian. I'm a guy who reads some philosophy once in a while and understands that it's 99.99% bullshit. So
yeah,
go ahead.
Can I suggest something as the resident atheist?
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis wrote a lot of really good Christian apologetics books. One called Mere Christianity. It's really good, very accessible.
He did.
And he was one of the people kind of like made by Jim Bob and Andrew, who used the transcendental argument for God, which is cumbersome and convoluted, but he has a good tendency to break it down so that it's more accessible. So if you're actually a Christian, I suggest Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis.
Yeah, again, I don't think I've never read a book, and I've read C.S. Lewis, and I've read a couple others. I've never found one that made me a better Christian or made me understand Christianity better than just reading the Bible. That's just me. So I couldn't answer the guy's question. I'm like, hey man, I'm glad to talk to you about it. If you come on the show, you're welcome to come on the show, and I'll be glad to talk to you about it. He said, thank you. Maybe he'll come on, maybe not. But I think it's really interesting that people turn to books other than the Bible to try and understand Christianity. I just think that's weird. But anyway,
there's really good study Bibles out there that might help.
Yeah,
because
they'll
put in a lot of background information and footnotes and everything to kind of say, hey, if you'd like to learn more about this, go to this reference or that reference, and it's got pictures and graphs, and so a nice study Bible might help too.
Yeah, and passages backwards and forwards. My grandmother had this Bible, and it was like massive, and it had very small print, but it was a massive Bible, and it was it was a couple of different concordances in it that backwards and forwards linked. So you could read something, and then it would send you to where it related to something in the future, of the Bible or something in the that happened previously, and it was really good. Yeah, I think those are helpful. Yeah, I do.
So another good Christian book that I've read that I would suggest to anyone, the guy that messaged you or anyone, is the Orthodox Study Bible, because it provides historical context to the books of the Bible that were written, the time that they were written in, who wrote them, and it has additional books that the Protestants and the Catholics don't have. Because of the fact that the Orthodox were the ones that created Christianity in the time that they created it. Explains all that. And specifically, one of those books is the book of Sirach. Jesus, the son, it's a guy named Jesus. So there's a book of the Bible named after somebody whose first name was Jesus, that the Protestants don't really have access to. That is, from my reading, the best book of the Bible. And anyway, it's kind of like Psalms. It's a lot of self-help stuff. It's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I like I say, I'm not qualified. I told him I'm not qualified, but I'm happy to talk to him about it. So that was interesting. So what else? I've got to get back on Tim Pool here. So Prime's entire arguments were like, let me ask you something, Anson, or Mr. Boulay. Mr. Boulay, I don't think he's an engineer, so he's probably less of a debater and more of a statistician. But if you were going to go somewhere where you have national exposure and you're told what the subject is, how prepared would you be?
Well, I would get as prepared as best as I could.
You'd study, make some notes.
I would. Well, of course,
have some articles at hand to prove what you say.
Yeah. At least walk in there having spent an hour beforehand reading things and thinking of talking points.
Yeah.
Back when I used to do live radio, I mean, I would spend at least an hour studying before every live radio because I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
Tim Pool did call Prime evil, and it was fucking great. That is true. So I have this thing, and I don't know if anybody else does this. I do this. It's probably one of those dumbass things to do, but I visualize the debates before I have them. I watch video. If I know that I'm going to debate somebody like this First Amender guy or the average debater guy or whatever, or even if I just think I might debate someone someday, I will watch how they've debated before, right? And what the typical avenues they take, the positions they tend to hold. If they've argued the same thing before, what arguments did they make? Where did they trip up? Where are they likely to understand that they tripped up? And then I will base my arguments again, and then I can put my arguments against those. And then I will literally in my head do the whole debate in my head, presuming what they're going to say, like arguing their point and then rebutting, and I think that men have this talent a lot more than women. We can visualize things in great detail, some of us. And I've always been able to do that. Like when I was racing, when I would talk to the drivers, I could visualize the entire lap around the track and see what they were talking about in my head and understand it and relate to it, and then be able to make the changes to the car or make the changes to the driver as needed to make to go faster and or to get that lap time. And it's the same thing in debate. And I just don't understand why somebody like Prime, who's been doing this for so long, seemed so unprepared.
Oh, wow. I'm just trying to figure out how he got on Tim Pool in the first place.
Well, yeah. I don't know how that fucking happened. I have no fucking clue there. I mean, that's literally like fucking me walking on stage at the fucking Grammys, right? Like, who the fuck is that guy? Like, why is that guy here?
Prime Case, I've watched you on his panels a whole lot, Grid, and he does not dig deep, right? He's got surface level takes on things, and he's very passive and doesn't want to push the envelope in any way. He's milk toast. I have no idea why, other than to like make an embarrassment of a liberal idiot, why they would have him on there.
See, I think they wanted Gibbs on there to have Gibbs as a normal fat American guy dunk on Prime. What? No, I'm just saying. That's what I think happened. I mean, I think it was a package deal. I think it was a package deal. And it looks better. It looks better for the fat Texas redneck to dunk on the black guy than it does Tim Pool to dunk on the black guy.
That'll get you views. Yeah, definitely. Optics. It's all about the optics.
I might get canceled over that one. I don't know.
Nah. Yeah, I still can't believe he was on Tim Pool. But yeah, you're right. If you knew you're going on a large platform like that, and you kind of had a built-in handicap, you know what we're going to talk about. You kind of have a general idea where your stance is. Then freaking do your research. Come in armed. You can say, hey, person said this about this, back on this date at this speech, or hey, look at all these articles. Look at the economic forum says A, B, and C about He had plenty of time to prep and come in with a freaking notebook, and whether you win or lose the argument, at least you can establish some level of credibility with the audience. Going in good faith and stuff. And
is it possible that they were last minute fill-ins because somebody canceled? And
I think that's not how that really works, man. That they schedule this stuff weeks out, and they had they possibly. I think that Prime had a very big following on Twitch for a long time, and I think him and Dylan Burns kind of got into it over a girl. And
what Prime likes girls?
I keep telling you that this is a funny thing. Who here, raise your hand if you thought Prime was maybe a little,
light in the loafers,
little fagula,
Yeah, light in his loafers. Yeah,
light in the loafers. Maybe he liked, and so I didn't know this, but I always wondered why. I always kind of wondered about it, right? And so I was talking to I forget who told me now, but apparently Dylan Burns. Oh, Fabian Liberty told me. So Dylan Burns and Prime used to be best buddies. Prime had one of the biggest political shows, panels, debate panels, everything on Twitch. Prime got all simpy over some chick.
Uh-oh.
Dylan Burns apparently banged that chick.
Oh.
That caused a problem between the two buddies. Probably played this game before.
Was he simping after her because like he was jealous of the attention Burns was giving her?
I don't judge. No, apparently I think Prime was like seriously like, down for this chick. And he so him and Dylan Burns are now like, you thought they were both gay? No. I always thought Dylan Burns was gay too. Am I the only one that thought Dylan Burns was gay?
I'm still stuck on you saying Admiral Gibbs represents average in some way.
I didn't say average.
You said normal fat American or whatever.
Yeah, normal. I didn't say average.
Yeah, that guy's a liberal idiot.
Man, now I pissed somebody off because my Discord's like boom, boom. I did it. Whatever it was, I fucking did. It's gonna be like, you can't say that. No, it's all right. Fuck those guys. Sounds like a throuple gone wrong. You're right. Helping Hound, he gets it. It sounds like, maybe there's I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those weird deals. I couldn't get over it. I don't understand it. I just really don't know. I am not a member of timcast.com, but maybe I should be. I don't know. Yeah, so Burns and Prime had that breakup thing happen. Burns apparently didn't really bother him. He's obviously doing pretty well. Prime still lives in his parents' basement or his grandmother's basement. He lives in somebody's basement. I don't know. So, yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, grown man. And that's why, it's weird because it takes all I can do. It literally takes everything that I have. When he starts talking about the wealthy and how that, they're not paying their share and all that, to not and you will occasionally hear Scott say something about him living in his basement. I refuse to attack him based on the fact that he's living in someone's basement. But it literally takes everything for me not to do that. Like, I'm just like, this is so easy. It's too easy a target. So there's nothing wrong with basements. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I've made out with tons of chicks in basements. Basements are awesome.
But you don't live in basements. You can bang in basements. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a good place, right? The sound doesn't travel far. The floors creak. You can hear if somebody's coming. I mean, basements, attics are good too.
Yeah, but attics aren't as climate controlled. You got to have the right season.
That's true. You got to have You got to have some ventilation. That's true. You got to have ventilation if you're gonna be banging in attics. You got to have ventilation. You'll get heat stroke. Just saying. Been there.
Yeah, I used to sneak up in my attic when I was a teenager and smoke, just so I could get away with it.
I never smoked. I snuck up into my grandparents' attic to play with girls. That was about it.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about cigarettes, but yeah, that'll work too. Yeah.
I never. Oh, you weren't talking about cigarettes? Yeah, I didn't do that either. Holy crap! This cow is still talking. This is incredible. I keep opening the window back up just to see if this individual of massive proportion is still talking. Still talking.
I mean, I left to come over here, and I think they were still kind of hung up on force doctrine.
Yeah, that was like an hour of force doctrine. Like, how hard is it to understand?
Right. She couldn't perceive.
No, she wouldn't. Yeah, well, she would concede that. Yeah, okay, I believe that men are stronger than women, and men. Yeah, okay, men can blah blah blah. But then she literally would turn around and say, yeah, but if a matriarchy would change that, and I'm like, how the fuck do you get there? Is she channeling the whole Red Army? No, she's servicing the whole Red Army, sir. She is servicing it. You can tell by the way she smells. She's been there. All right, anyway.
Where do you think the saying goes? That's some boist.
That's some cushion for pushing.
Yeah,
Pushkin.
you think that
that's some cushion for Pushkin.
That's
you think that someone that's that familiar with gravity would grasp force doctrine?
Oh yeah! Oh yes! Win! That's a fucking win. Yeah,
has won the internet tonight.
She looks much worse than on my phone on the laptop. Yeah, of course. Every time you look at her, I've got her on a 40-inch screen up here. What are you talking about? This is crazy. Every time I flip over there, I'm afraid she's gonna leap out or roll out at me and collapse the floor.
Andrew came up with this was trying to make a point.
You can't nail that. You've got to use rebar and shit.
Slap the side right away.
I got answered on that one.
Oh yeah, that was good, Greg.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're not nailing that shit.
Andrew was trying to make the point to her that a female. However,
you okay?
That's only because it's
He muted for a
granted
second.
to.
Your mic cut out, Mr. Boulay.
Oh, check 1, check 2, check 3, check.
You've got
I
low
think
internet bars.
Your noise gate. You might be gating out because as long as you're talking like kind of low, it's perfect. But when you start getting a little louder, I think you're hitting a noise gate.
Okay, stand by.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. All right.
So, Anson, are you dating more church ladies? Are you what are you doing?
No, I'm being celibate, man. I'm just
celibate.
I'm doing as celibate as I can be. I mean, I'm still having
still
tons
human,
of chicks,
right?
Yeah, I'm still having tons of chicks sliding into my DMs, and they're sending me all kinds of pics and that kind of stuff. But aside from the normal swatting the chicks away, I'm not really getting any action right now.
Gotcha.
I want it, So, ladies, don't slide into my DMs, please don't.
He's trying to be a man of God. It's interesting. I was talking to somebody else that's like celibate right now, and I'm actually really surprised they're being celibate. And they've apparently been celibate for several years. Oh, it's Imperious was talking about being celibate.
Imperious seems like an upstanding kind of guy. Very duty oriented.
I'm really surprised Imperious isn't here. This is his type of stream.
Well, he's recovering from what was it? What was it? TPD? Yeah, TPD. No, TPC. Damn, I forgot what it's called. It's traumatic paper cut syndrome. TPS. That's it.
The TPS reports.
Yeah, the TPS. Yeah. So as a paralegal, he's got to really generate a lot of those. So I'm sure that's why he's on disability. So
they might actually be ending. It looks like Brian has finally had a fucking enough. Can you imagine being Brian as? Can you imagine Brian being in that room as like OCD as he is, and this woman just like rambling on and on and on and on and on. Oh, she's got her phone on the table. Oh man, she's got her phone on the table. Dude, he's got to be about to lose it.
Yeah, it's one of his pet peeves.
Dude, I can't believe it. So, yeah.
Oh, so did you hear the territorial government of Greenland just recently had an election, and they voted in a majority that are pro-independence and Trump-friendly, so to speak, or U.S.-friendly, I should say. So,
well, there are only 58,000 of them.
Oh yeah,
it's like somebody was like, "Oh yeah, all of those Greenland people, they don't want to." And I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, it's not even a small rural town in Kentucky,
right?"
if that. What are you talking about, man? Like, I'm pretty sure the Hatfields and McCoys could have taken over by themselves. What are you talking about? 58,000 people. That's it. That's all you got.
Yeah.
Wow. That's not even. I mean, we'll send 2 Navy SEALs on their lunch break. We'll be done.
Not even Navy SEALs. You just send
just send regular Marines.
Yeah, just send in 2 Marines and a Navy corpsman.
Yeah, there you
with
go.
With lots of penicillin shots. But
yeah, there you go. That's right. That's right. Breed them into submission. I think that was the entire purpose of the Marines to start out with, is just send them over somewhere and just breed them into submission. Because they're Marines. That's what they do.
How come none of the ladies want to get up here and trash talk? They're the trash talk experts. Naomi and ZT did. I mean, there's no.
I'm actually
woman
really,
on earth.
really surprised Naomi hasn't been up. This is exactly her type of stream.
Yeah,
Moxie was in here earlier. I tagged her and
Moxie-
asked her if she'd like come up.
I think Moxie is doesn't want her husband to know how much she listens to the internet.
Was it earlier this week? I think Moxie and that questions to ponder lady got into it, and I was just like, I was just cheering for Moxie. It was so awesome.
I missed that. What happened there?
That's kind of why I wanted her up here. I was just like, I wanted to ask her about that because she just lit her up. It was,
yeah.
Yeah. Jess, you get your Australian beanpole self up on the panel. You can talk to us.
Gotta ask Mike. Don't you have to ask? Just tell Mike. Just say, Mike, give me the damn link.
No, she was
You're mod. You can get your own link.
She was talking about Mike being her master because they're an item now. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I don't pay attention to these things. I'm an old married guy. I barely understand anything. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wish I had something really exciting to talk about, other than the First Amender debate, which is just going to be fucking hilarious. I mean, what possible argument? I've been trying to go through this in my head because, he comes off with some off the wall fucking shit, man. No, they're still going.
They had to take a break and pour some water on her so she didn't dry out.
The fuck is this chick still talking about?
Yeah, what's there left to talk about? Jeez.
I'm in awe.
How does she she introduced herself as a feminist?
I'm surprised she's gone this long without eating.
Socialist something is weird.
Naomi, come on up on the panel and talk some trash. I can't believe this chick has gone this long. I mean, she has got to be getting hangry. Like, seriously.
That or she's just milking it because she knows how big the whatever and
nobody ever heard of this stupid chick before.
First I've ever. First for me.
Yeah, it's weird. I wasn't even really paying attention. I honestly thought they were saying, okay, wrapping it up and all that. And I was just I turned over there. No, they're still fucking going.
Jeez.
Like the damn Energizer Bunny.
Oh, Anson, was it earlier this week or was it late last week that you were on panel with Flow State? It was on Sarah or somebody else, somewhere else. And you guys were just mixing up with the
sound like
furball.
Women enough like it is. I do not sound like a woman, young lady.
Yeah, I was giving it to the Furby real hard. He was enjoying
it.
God.
Wait,
it was very pleasurable.
Whoa, sir, whoa. Let's examine that statement. I was giving it to the Furby, real hard.
Yeah, I mean, he was taking it so hard for me, he could hardly open his mouth. It was just, it was wild. He just, froze. It was something else. No, seriously though,
fucking flows in the chat. Fucking flows in it. He came in right as you said that. He's like, pause.
Flow, great time.
Let's
bro.
go. Holy shit.
That was awesome.
Oh, that shit has been clipped 5 times already. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact details of the exchange because I've been on a ton of panels and talking trash on the internet, Mr. Boulay. But I think, I don't remember the context of that, to be honest with you.
Somebody give Flow State the link.
I remember now. But the flip side of it, Flo was like sending Sarah like I don't know how many bucks to put Furby in the green
Oh,
room.
dude! Apparently, it was like a fur like a It had there was a not a. It wasn't really like a syndicate. It was I guess it was. It's kind of a syndicate to keep the Furby off of the panel. So every time, it's like organized crime to just keep that going on. It's great. It's really great.
But I think
The Furby was on here earlier, and somehow, and it happened to be here and got a membership to the channel.
Oh well, sometimes when you give gifted memberships, it'll gift it to somebody who's subscribed to your channel, but not necessarily in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
really?
Been there's been a couple of times when I've given you big membership donos in the past, and it pulled a whole bunch of people in because I gave you more donos than you had people that were watching.
Oh,
and
okay, maybe. You're always eating, Flow State. Always eating.
But
That's
anyway,
too bad. I was hoping to make fun of the Furby live, but oh well. It's too easy to poke fun at the Furby. Apparently, Anson's been poking more than fun at the Furby.
Yeah, well, he's real sensitive, so you got to be careful.
He's sensitive,
too
all right.
hard.
Well, that's why you got to use the proper lubricant. Come on, Grid. He's in the auto industry. He knows all about proper lube.
That's why there's
right?
no.
You got to use the right lube with the right flash
Anson
point. And all
Gold's
that
gifted 50 memberships.
Oh,
that's a lot of memberships.
Daggone, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to impress the ladies with my wallet so they don't slide into my DMs. Don't do that, ladies.
This is reverse psychology.
I'm indifferent toward your advances. Please don't advance toward me.
Yeah. Don't throw me in that briar patch. Don't throw me in the briar patch. Rachel Wilson's in the house. How about that?
No, she just got a membership.
Oh, she got a membership. That would be crazy. Oh yeah, look, people just rolling. Man, you're rolling it off.
Well, this is one way to find out who's subscribed to your channel.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That's awesome, Anson. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it was also that the ladies were impressed by my wallet size.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the only size differential I have to offer, ladies. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I joined the
psychology. That's fucking funny.
I enjoyed the gun show from last
Sasquatch
night.
actually might be it. Might be here. Sasquatch, if you're actually here, you can come up and hang out because we're gonna end pretty soon anyway. It's almost time. Kissy Cat says it's so big. We need to get Kissy Cat up on panel. It's very interesting to hear what Kissy Cat sounds like.
I think she's a baritone.
No, I bet not. I think Anson. Never mind.
Come on. I need closure. Say what you were going to say. I need closure.
Do it.
I think Anson's waiting to hear or wanting to hear like a breathy, husky female voice. Is it husky? That's not really the right word. What is it? I'm struggling with my
raspy
descriptors. Not raspy. No, that's not the right one. Your mic barely picks up your pitch. Well, come on up here, Oxy. Kissy Cat. Come on up. Somebody give Kissy Cat the. We only have a couple of. We only have a few minutes left anyway.
And he always says Anson wants a voice in transition.
Voice in transition. Yeah, the Furby's too far gone.
So like that.
Well, I do have a penchant.
No, I'm running away. That's funny. No, you better not, Kissy Cat.
Yeah, I do have a penchant for being attracted to bi chicks. That's a real thing because I don't know what it is. They're just more complicated and insane, and that kind of attracts me. So yeah,
I can see that. I can see that.
Well, that's part of your
Anson
hero
loves
complex.
the crazy. I can tell that Anson without the crazy, Anson's not interested.
No, I'm really not. They got to be complicated.
Yeah.
Anson wants a project.
Yeah. I can fix you.
Upper.
He wants
I can fix you. A fixer upper.
Fixer upper.
Scratch and dent sale.
Scratch and dent.
That's awesome. What are you going to do this week, Anson? What do you got going on?
Oh, I'm boring as hell, man. I don't do that much. I mean, it's tax season. The corporate deadline was today, but actually it's on in a couple of days. I've been doing reconciling 1099s to brokerage statements and that sort of thing, sending them back to the brokerage houses and telling them what they're doing wrong. I'm super boring. That's pretty much
that's great. Kissy Cat just said that she's boring, smart, but boring, and she loves animals. She's got a crap ton of animals.
Well, there you go.
I think she's got like a whole little farm thing going on over there. Menagerie.
Oh, a petting zoo.
Anson is now interested.
All right.
No, my harpooning days are over. I'm not as strong as I used to be.
That's funny.
That's a young man's game.
Kissy Cat says she has 53 pet sheep.
Okay.
That's actually really cool.
My parents used to have goats. Never understood that. They raised goats. I mean, they sold them, but
apparently this is a thing in California where you could actually have a business where you use goats and sheep to mow people's lawns.
They did not do that.
Yes, they did. Look it up.
No. I mean, my parents did. My parents had this little mini farm where they had chickens and goats, and I have no freaking clue why they picked goats, but
my bad.
They have freaking goats. I don't know why.
But no, that's the thing. You can actually, if you don't want, the alternative whatever method, yeah, you can hire some goats and sheep to go.
If you bring Anson over, you'll have 3 smart ones.
Yeah.
Anson does tricks.
Yeah. And I'm a dog. Yeah. Yep. That's it.
That was awesome. That was too good a setup. That was 9 stupid dogs and 2 smart ones. And if you bring Anson over, you'll have 3 smart ones. There you go. Oh, this is good. This is good. Well, it started out as a good chit chat. The debate is still going. I thought it was going to be over. I thought it was going to be over.
2 hours. Yeah.
2 hours, like an hour ago.
Yeah. Jeez. What's left to talk about?
No, I mean, it was kind of the whole week of nonsense. I mean, there's some other stuff too. I think it's. I mean, honestly, the debate with Veopod and Fatty was just kind of BS. Fatty did not win a single point in that debate, to be honest. I mean, he made good points, but he didn't win any points. And for the the people that they were reaching so hard to find a reason to not give it to to Jake,
Mm-hmm.
I think they tore their arms out. They're reaching that hard for it, but whatever. They have a,
Well, I guess that's how it is with this community. You know, it's like you said, depending on the channel. You know, it's a popularity contest.
I'm not. See, the thing is that I don't believe it. See, it weirds me out when people say that it's a community or something. Right? I really don't believe in this community aspect. Right?
You don't?
Sure. No, I really don't.
Oh,
I'm not like I'm not Speakeasy's friend. I'm friendly with Speakeasy, and I'll have I'm happy to go on his channel. I'm happy to have him on mine. It's not really a community. We don't do the same things. You know, it's and it's like it's interesting. There's something about people in modernity that I've noticed is that we all want to be part of some community, right? Like we all want to be a part of a group.
Well, the concept of the lone wolf is a myth, Grid. Like people,
I'm not saying lone wolf, but we're not in a community, right? Like we're not like.
Well, then how would you classify? Would you classify this some type of an association then? Because you
you could say sphere. We're in the same sphere, right? Like we're the same.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of in. We travel in the same orbits, the same circles, right? But it's just like me saying that I'm just because I have a degree in psychology and I occasionally talk to people about it that I'm in that community and I'm not. And I don't think there's a real community there. I mean, I'm sure there are communities kind of there. It's more like overlapping spheres. I agree with that, Smoking Space. Man, it's more like and very temporary alliances, if you will, right? Like, and the amount of and the problem with the idea of community is it starts giving all of this. It starts giving substance to where you start having this. Rivalry and drama and bullshit where like I just don't give a fuck, right? Like it kind of freaked me out a little bit when Speakeasy like came over here and he's like, you can't have Resto on your show. I can't come on any show that would platform that dude. And I'm like, the fuck?
Well, he was trying to help you, Grid. I mean, that dude's a drama machine.
Oh, he is, yeah. But regardless of that, I'm a grown ass man. Like you could there's ways to deal with that, right? And it's the same thing. Like I have Imperious up occasionally, and there's people that don't like that, and they're like, well, I don't like that, and I'm like, well, okay, great. Sorry, like we can be buddies, we can be friends, right? I have a respect for Mr. Boulay. I want to hang out with Mr. Boulay at some point, but we are closer to being friends than say, for example, I don't know. Gibbs and I are, or Prime Kai, or any of these people in this sphere, right? Like I get along with Fabian Liberty pretty well, right? So,
thank you.
You know what I really like about the aspects of how this system is organized is the overlapping areas in the flow chart, right? So, like, I view it as like this is all like part of the Crucible territory, and then there's like spheres that attach to that attach to those spheres, and you can like follow it around. So I spend a lot of time following around like different content creators who are affiliated with other ones just to see where they connect. And it's I mean, from my perspective, it's a lot of fun. I mean, you can make a whole show about how these different channels are connected in terms of content and audience. It's really interesting, but it's more of a business relationship than it is a friendship relationship, and not even a business relationship necessarily. It's something a little different because there's a parasocial aspect where people are actually getting feelings. Like if you wanted to be evil, Grid, like you could run this show like a cult leader and have people worship you. I mean, there's that aspect of it where content creators do that kind of nonsense.
I don't know that I could, but
The problem is, how do you get past the "I don't give a fuck" mentality?
I don't think it's a. So here's the thing, right? Like, it's you have to recognize. I think, right? Like, I don't like. There are people on here that you can just tell are good people, right? And it's like Mr. Boulay. Like Mr. Boulay came on my show. We had a great interview. It was really good. It was I thought it was a really good show.
And I thank you for that, Grid. I really appreciate that.
And I've tried to help. I've tried to give him information to help his show, and anything I could do to help him out. And I do that because I see that he is someone that I could be. We may never actually be friends, right? Like we may not go have steak together. We may not hang out at each other's side. We may not ever actually be friends, but I can tell that we should be friendly. Does that make sense? Right?
Perfect sense.
And that I can, and I feel like that I can trust Mr. Boulay with, obviously there are limits to all of that, but I can trust Mr. Boulay with certain things. Same thing with Anson. Anson, you've been really, since you first came on here and you kind of challenged me and we kind of went back and forth and I think I've got a real appreciation for your weirdness. Right? Right? I do. No, I'm serious. I mean, I think that you add a different point of view a lot of times, and you're very tactful and I know that people don't think you are. People think that you just randomly say wild ass shit, but I can see that you are you're very tactful in the way that you frame things and say things, because you could be I think a lot of times you may want to be a lot harsher or a lot more cutting, and you have that ability, definitely. But
yeah, I'm bound by TOS, and this is your channel. I don't want to destroy it.
Sure, yeah, but also I think that I like to think that you and I have some mutual respect, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, and you're right. I'm not coming up here to cause a problem. And it's a respect thing. This is your house. I view like going on to people's panels as going into their house and having a conversation with them. It just so happens that we're broadcasting the conversation out to everywhere else. And when you're in somebody else's house, you don't disrespect them.
Sure. And
well said. Well said.
So, and that's the way I kind of think of it, right? Like there are people that are just are good people. They're respectful. They treat you right. We're not friends. That means that we couldn't be friends. But you've not been to my house. You've not shared food at my table, right? So we can be friendly. We need to be friendly. We need to have mutual respect. We can have trust amongst each other. Those are all good things. Those are all real things. I like Mike Balls. I think Mikey Balls is probably a really good human being. I don't agree with some of the things he does, right? And that's fine. That's cool. And I think that he and I could hang out. If we never hang out, that doesn't change anything in the way that I think about Mikey Balls. Right? It doesn't. We're going to be friendly. We're going to have mutual respect for each other, and we're going to be able to talk to each other like men. And this is actually kind of one of the things that I'm. This is one of the problems I have. Like, I would never in my entire fucking life do some of the bullshit that I've seen other content creators do. The thing that really got me, the first thing that really got me into this position, or kind of pulled that wool back, if you will, was when we had John, whatever the fuck his name is, Deadmond, come over here, and they were talking about, they were mad at Glenn, and they were talking about causing trouble on my channel and ruining my stream, fucking with my live stream. And I ended the stream, and I went over directly to Speakeasy stream like a man and said, "Hey, the fuck is this shit?" Right? You got a problem with Glenn? It's a problem with Glenn. This is my fucking channel, right? Like, have some respect. And you know, so and without belaboring the point, you know, Speakeasy lost some respect in my eyes. I honestly don't respect Speakeasy as much as I probably should because of the things he's done. Does that make sense? Right? Like, I think he's probably a really good dude.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
But he has come in here twice and raised hell about who I have on my fucking show. And a man doesn't do that. Andrew Wilson would never do that. Brian would never do that. None of the other, Anson would not. I would never do that. I would not fucking do that. I might come into your, I might, you know, say, "Hey man, can I have a word in private? I want to talk to you about this. This is a serious thing between you and I."
Yeah, I mean, he's just trying to big boy you. Is all that was. Like,
yeah, and again, I think that Speakeasy's probably somebody that deserves more respect than I give him, but he fucked that up. I didn't. Right? I've never been anything but respectful to Speakeasy. Just like I've never been anything but respectful to Anson. Even when I fuck with Anson, I'm still respectful about it. Same thing with Mr. Boulay. Same thing with everybody else.
Well, you know, it's all in good fun with us, but we've built a rapport.
But even if I wasn't, even if it wasn't, like, even that kid last night, I told him to fuck off and die on the other channel because he came in and was trying to be the big swinging dick, and I said, "No, fuck off, you know, fuck off and die." And then when he came here, I had him up. I didn't boot him. I didn't kick him. Right?
Nope.
Treated him with respect.
Yeah, you guys turned him around, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
So that phrase you keep using is definitely a TOS phrase. Just an FYI. Like,
which one?
Like a major one. The F off and D.
Oh yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, I just, you know, there's just some things that I could not do myself, right? Welcome, Chip and Flint. Good to see you. Good to see you. You're working late, it looks like. So, but that's okay. I mean, I hope that makes sense, right? Like, does that, Chad? Does that make sense to you guys? I know some of you guys, like, you know, like really tight with Speakeasy and all that. But, and look, I have no problem with Speakeasy. I don't have any issue with him at all. I don't, you know, other than what I've talked about, you know, like, I still think he's a good dude. And again, I personally think that he probably deserves more respect than I give him. But I can't look past it yet. Does that make sense?
I mean, you
that doesn't mean I can't go to his channel and be nice. It doesn't mean that I don't send him raids, right? None of that. Like, I guess my problem is that there's a bunch of petty bullshit motherfuckers in this sphere, and that's why I hate it when they call it a community. I don't want to be associated with those people. I don't want them to associate with me. That makes sense.
I will start using the word sphere. That makes more. That's much better. Well,
yeah, I just and look, it's a small thing, and normally I would never say anything about it, but since we're just bullshitting tonight.
Yeah, no, so make some valid points, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, I try not to say things just to say them. I do sometimes, but I try not to. Yeah.
Hey, Answer, what happened? I thought you were was it earlier this week? I thought you were going to kind of launch your channel.
I did launch it. I had an episode, and then there was an unfortunate incident that caused me to no longer have a partnership with the beautiful lady that I was dealing with, and so to be less cryptic, I decided to end the partnership and delete the channel. And I'm actually working on setting up a different one since I've already learned how to do all that stuff, and I've got intro stuff that I'm working on, and I'm going to launch another one. I'll tell you about it when I get it up, Mr. Boulay.
Okay, cool. And I need to get off my butt and post the video I said I was going to post last week, but I didn't.
Well, you got a lot going on, Mr. Boulay. I mean, honestly, this is like streaming is like probably fourth tier for you, like way down the list of things.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it didn't make the news, so you didn't hear from me. But the Army lost another UH-60. Just found out Thursday.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it'll hit the news sooner or later, but they've been keeping it under wraps. So
right,
you didn't hear from me.
Did not. We don't know who you are. Sport Brand, right? I think Speakeasy's a good dude, man. I really do. I just think that I think that there for a little while, he had a lot going on. Maybe got more emotional than normal, whatever. But
it's like you said, the bottom line. This is your channel, your house, your rules.
Well, bottom line is that men don't do that. If I had a problem with you, Mr. Boulay, if I had a problem with you.
Oh, you tell me. I don't doubt that one bit.
I would not tell you publicly and embarrass you in front of everyone.
Yes.
Unless I'd already talked to you privately about it and you decided to ignore my concerns.
That's a cultural thing, Rib, because you're a Southern man, right? So Speakeasy's Canadian. He doesn't have the same sensibilities that we do. And he doesn't understand when he's being rude to a Southern person because we have different sets of standards about what rude is.
That's true. I have found that to be the case many times. I will accept that as a, something I have to own is that I do have a very specific ideal of how things should be handled. It's true. So, yeah. Yeah, drama does make for easy content. I just don't like drama. I'm not a drama stream. At best I'm a chill stream. I want to talk about cool stuff. I want to, I won't get the 150 to 200 viewers that other channels do that, where people are just waiting to see who fights and to see a bunch of dumbasses yell at each other. It's just not going to happen here. I'm boring. I'll stay boring. I'm okay with that. So
people, I think they enjoy the politics when you're talking about politics.
Yeah, I got to get back into doing
really.
No,
I think it's probably. I would argue that's. I think one of your steadfast.
Well, I think politics
foundations
and money
for the channel
and
because I think people really enjoy it.
I think all of this stuff, men. Kevin passed a Cayman S in full race livery on the highway. Oh, I may even know who that is. You guys don't know this, but Kevin and I know each other, and I think maybe I've mentioned it before. Kevin and I know each other in real life, and we talk on the phone often, or not as often as currently. But he's a cool dude. He is a cool dude, no doubt. He made some hard choices and bought himself the car that he wanted a few years ago, and enjoyed it. I hope that he's enjoying it as much as he possibly can. He's a cool dude, but yeah. Guys, yeah, I can't get to all the comments. You guys burned me up here. I can't get to all the comments. Yeah, people want drama. There's lots of drama channels out there. I do feel like, people do kind of prefer it when I'm talking about politics, history, finance, money, jobs, that kind of thing,
Yeah.
So that's and that, I tend to kind of stick to my lane, No, Kevin has a C8 one of the first. He did a not a he did a pre-order when they were before they were released. He sold some stuff to get it. He did really cool. He got good. He did all right on it, I think. So
the other night, you have familiarity with the Gallardo engine, the Lamborghini Gallardo engine. Is that correct?
Yeah.
How?
Super reliable.
Yeah, my car has it.
Huh?
My car has that engine.
Oh, you have the Audi. You have the Audi R10.
No, I have the S6.
S6. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 2010.
Oh, wait.
2010.
You have the V8 or the V10?
No, I have the V10.
Okay. That engine is
Audi.
ridiculously reliable. It's absolutely stupidly reliable.
Oh,
So
that thing's a lot of fun to drive.
I have. I think that, and I tell people this all the time. Like, if you're going to buy, like if you're going to buy an entry level supercar or sports car to drive every day, if you want to have room in the car, get the R8 with the V10.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to look cool, get the Gallardo with the V10, which is the only way you can get the Gallardo. And it's such a reliable car. It's so, I mean, it just and they do. I mean, for what it is, right? Like, now look, it's not a Honda Civic, but I actually know someone.
But being
go ahead.
Oh no, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
In my car though, that the A6 body, that thing's heavy. You could feel it, the weight of the car. But it's still fun to drive once that thing gets up and going. Yeah.
I
love it.
I have so I know somebody that has an R8 V10, and they put like, I don't know, 180, 200,000 miles on that 10 on the V10. And I mean, track days, they drove it all over the country. I think they actually drove it from like LA to Alaska. I mean, these guys did serious miles in this car, and it was so great, and it was so reliable. And they ended up just taking the engine out and they bought a new engine and just put it in. At like I think it was like 200,000 miles.
There's a performance shop down near Auburn in Alabama. I can't pronounce the name of the town.
Or APR.
Yeah, that you know who I'm talking about. Apparently, I guess I could take my car in and they can. Well, I guess either.
Yeah, I don't know who runs APR. They had some problems a few years ago.
Okay. But apparently they could do something, and it's just like a software change or something like that. And because I guess my car, the way the car is, it's detuned via software. I don't know if that's right or wrong, but
I'm sure it is. It is. There's a bunch of guys that can help you out with that.
Yeah.
I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. I personally,
I leave it the way it is.
My next fun car is probably going to be a Jaguar F-Type.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I just think that is, it's not the fastest, it's not the loudest, but it is probably the sexiest sports car out right now.
It'll tie in with the Irish mob boss motif.
I mean, it just is. Look, I like the Maserati. I really like the Maserati. What they used to call the GT. The now it's the Grand Sport or whatever. Because it's technically a 4-seater, not really, but technically a 4-seater, hard top, nice car. And I like that car, and I love it with the Ferrari V8. It's just such a great car, and it sounds so good. But the Jag, the new F type, and by new I mean like 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, somewhere along there. It is just a ridiculously good looking car.
Yeah,
totally impractical, right? Like,
oh, of course, but
two
that's the whole point.
seats, barely any trunk, totally impractical. But it's just fucking cool. So,
yeah, you dressed up like an Italian mob, Irish mob boss behind the wheel.
yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
What's up, Imperious? I see you out there. Yeah, no, yeah, I really like the Jag, man, and I like some of the problem with the newer Ferraris. So there used to be a point in time where you could buy a new Ferrari, right? And most mere mortals with a good job and some credit could go in and you could work, you'd have to start with a starter Ferrari, right? Like
Sure.
you'd have to start with like a Barchetta or, something like that, something, not the car that you really wanted, but a nice car. And you could buy it and keep it for 6 months or a year, keep the service up, sell it, make a few bucks, and then you'd be on the list. And basically, they call you up and say, hey, we've got, we've got a fuck, I don't even know what the new one is now, but the 456, right, or a 458. Yeah, we got a 458 here. It's twin turbo. It's V8. It's a beautiful car. 250 grand, whatever they are. And you can buy it and keep it for another year, 2 years, sell it, makes money. You come out of it like 30, 40 grand ahead, maybe more. And then probably around 2000, probably like 21, 22, that fucking stopped. The reason it stopped is because Ferrari, in their infinite wisdom, they started making too many cars. So like the S90, which is out now, I think it's the S90, S96, whatever the fuck it is. That's I think sticker on them's like 6, maybe. I think it's 500 or 6. And they're selling for like, there are some already in the market for like 354.
Wow.
Like, that's $100,000 haircut on a car.
Wow.
And the thing is you have to buy it to get to the next car. So if you want like the really like super limited production, which in theory the S90 or S96, whatever the fuck it is, that is the limited production car, but they just made too many.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not special enough. And so Ferrari, for a long time was like you had to be invited to buy the fucking car. You ever thought about this business model? Think about selling something.
Well,
the
it's funny.
Highest possible price. And people have to be invited to buy it. Porsche did the same thing. Porsche went from where I could buy a GT3 Cup car or just a street car GT3. You can buy it for 120,000 bucks. Pre-order it, get here in a few weeks, no big deal. It went from that to where an allocation, right? An allocation, the ticket that says you can get one, that you can buy, that you can order one, could cost you 30 grand, 40 grand.
Oh
that's
my.
not the price. That's not the price of the car. That's the ticket to buy the car, the allocation. There was a guy who sold just recently, I think it was a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, sold an allocation for a GT3, maybe an S, maybe an RS, I forget which, with a PTS, paint to sample, full, really good spec car. The allocation, not the car, the allocation was $120,000
to get the slot so that he can put in an
get
order
the
for
slot
it.
so he could order it.
So that money does not go to paying a
No.
part of the car. That's just to get in the door.
Yes. But you have to understand that to get an allocation, you might have to buy, like you would go into a Porsche dealer and they'd have like a row of fucking McCanns, right? Or some car that wasn't a big mover for Porsche, and you'd have to buy two of them, right? So you're buying $200,000 SUVs to maybe get an allocation, and you would and basically the way it would work is with Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, to some degree Bentley, some of the other cars. You would go into to a dealership, and the conversation would go something like this: "Hello, Mr. Boulay. What are you interested in?" "Well, I'm interested in. I'd really like a GT3 RS." "Oh, that's really that's great. It's a great car. It's a great car. What do you own now?" "Well, this is my first Porsche." "Oh, okay. Well, can I interest you in this over here?" And if you were smart, whatever the salesman told you that you should buy, you needed to buy, because what they're looking for is they're looking for the best customers to buy those cars.
I got a follow up for you on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm curious if the Audi dealership down here kind of sort of did that to me.
Yeah.
When I took my car in for service, I was just waiting in the waiting area, having a coffee, chill, relaxed, and some sales guy came over and he's just like, "Did you just bring in that S6?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's mine. Yeah, just coming, normal service and all that." It's like, "Oh, that's great. There's a market for those." I was like, "What do you mean?" And he's like, "Let me take you out to the back. I want something to show you." And he took me back out there. He had a 2024 Audi RS7. And it wasn't like up front, or it wasn't even in the dealership floor. It was in the back, kind of in a little area, kind of separated from all the other cars. And he took me back there and he's just like, "Yeah, have you ever considered one of these?" I'm like, no. He went and got the key and let me sit in there, and we took it out for a drive, and I was just, I was just smiling from ear to ear. I think he was, maybe I'm just imagining this, because maybe he's just trying to be a good salesman and try to sell me something, but I feel like he kind of was doing that to me in a way. I don't know. But that was a nice car.
I mean, it's an interesting deal right now with these cars, because the used cars market is really pretty flooded. So a lot of times, getting the deals done is hard enough. But there's still people that they want to be on the top of the list. If you want to get into a McLaren, you need to have owned something significant, right? Like, you're not coming from a crappy Honda and just walking into a McLaren dealership and buying a McLaren, unless and if you do, you're going to pay so far over sticker.
But my little S6, I wouldn't really consider that like an entry level car to get into like the supercar market, so to speak. I wouldn't consider it, because it just looks from you just look at it, looks like any other A6 car that's out there until you get up close and you see the V10.
Did he cut out?
Yeah, he did again. He cut out. That's
So
a
weird.
shame because he was on a roll there talking
He
about
was.
all that car stuff that I don't understand.
Oh, hello.
Yep, you're there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, I mean,
where did it cut out?
It's okay. I don't.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the show. But anyway, I just thought it
you're
was funny.
okay.
You brought that up, and it's just like, I wonder if that's kind of what the guy was hinting to me. It's like, because I don't think that car was really set up to be, out on display for anybody to just walk up and look at it. But again, I might be reading too much into this.
Well, I mean, so the way it works with significant cars, right? Like, and I'm not talking about your BMW. Like, any idiot can get an M3 Sport. Like, any idiot. You may not be able to get like paint to sample. You may not be able to get the whatever fucking lizard green, whatever color. But even Mercedes-Benz was never operated this way. If you want to buy a G-Wagon, like a G550, a G450, whatever, if you want to buy one, it's going to hurt. I think they're getting legitimately $40,000-$50,000 over sticker.
No way! Wow.
And the allocations are drying up. So they only make so many, and they only make so many in various specs, right? So like, if you buy like an S series, like an S 600, or a Maybach, you buy a Maybach, that's cool. But if you're buying like you go in and you have an S600, well, you think it's just an S600. Like most people think it's just an S600. But to the dealer, that's one of maybe 50 cars, right? Because it's a specific silver paint. It's got the linen interior with blue leather and sandalwood trim. And so the spec of the car, it's almost always better to buy the high, especially when you get into these cars, buy the highest spec car you can buy. And the most odd, or the most one of one. Because when you go to trade that car in, there's going to be someone somewhere that's looking for that car. And that someone's looking for that car.
Well, that guy did say that about mine. He said there's people out there looking for, use air quotes, a sleeper car, as in, they look at, mine's always just a fancy 4-door car from Audi, but it's got the V10. So, they can, if they want to have fun, they can do it, and people wouldn't think twice until,
Right. Yeah. And I mean, and that's the thing, right? So if it's like a V10 car or the twin turbo V8 car or the supercharged V8 car, like, and then you get into interior options, right? And then you get into paint to sample. If you actually order the car and order a paint to sample, where you're ordering like some obscure blue from their catalog or some obscure white, like fucking linen. Like I know a guy who ordered a Porsche in a paint to sample white color. It is an amazing white, but nobody knows what color that car is. Nobody. And so it's a, like I said, I always say, look, if you're going to play in that market, which is a nice place to play. Don't take the floor model, order it. Wait the 8 to 10 weeks or Kevin waited 15 months for his Corvette, his C8.
Did he go up to Bowling Green to the factory to pick it up? And
I don't know. He might have. He's close enough.
Yeah, because I think they have like some kind of little special thing. You can go up to
They
the
have a
factory, go
racetrack.
to the factory. You can race it. You can take your car.
They have the National Corvette Museum now has a full racetrack next door.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
it's an actual racetrack.
Yeah, that place is cool. I've been there a few times. I like that Corvette museum.
I need to go up there. I need to go
Yeah, you
visit
should
it.
check it out. I mean, I'm just saying, I think it's interesting especially if we start talking about like the expensive cars. You get into G wagons, you get into S class, Maybach SUV, like the new Maybach SUV. I think it's a 455 or I forget. I don't know all our fucking numbers, but it's an amazing vehicle. But they're seriously legit like 180 grand. Kevin says you pay an extra grand for museum pickup and you basically spend a long time having a dude teach you what you already know. The factory tour and photo album of assembly was canceled due to the virus. Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad. Now, when we ordered the race cars, so we would order the GT3 Cup cars from Porsche, and they only come in one color, and that's white. And they would air freight them from Germany to Denver, and we would go down to the airport, and they would come out on the flats, and then they would roll them off the flats, and we would put them on the trailer and bring them back to the shop. So that's how we got those delivered. And then we would take them all apart. So they were building, one time they were building so many GT3 Cup cars in various forms, GT3 Cup, World Challenge car, GT3 Cup car, GT3 RS, which was a Cup car with wider fenders. They were building so many of them, and it's a completely separate assembly line than the street cars. That they actually had like the janitors, the women that in accounting, they were actually assembling the cars.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because they just did not have enough people, and they had so many that they had to get out.
Wow.
So you would buy this, like at the time, we weren't in supercar market then. Like this was back when like a regular 911 was like 70 or 80 grand, 90 grand, something like that. So the race cars like 300, just under, maybe. And the Cup cars were probably closer to like 280, maybe 250. But air freight, that was like 10 grand. And you would get these cars, and the minute you got them back to your shop, you would literally put them up on the lift and take them completely apart and put them all back together.
Well, I mean, you're buying them in bulk so you can customize them because you're
no. We bought three.
No? Oh,
we bought three. Yeah. I wish I'd bought them in bulk. That'd have been fucking awesome. I would have made some money. There's a friend of mine when they started doing the GT3 Cup cars. A friend of mine actually, he was the guy because Porsche would not import them into the United States. So the only way you could get an actual Cup car in the United States was either you had to buy it through Porsche in Germany, and they had to like you like a lot, and you had to pay them a boatload of money, or you could buy them from a team in Germany and somehow get them into the U.S. And I had a buddy of mine who became an expert at buying year-old Cup cars from these teams and shipping them over, and he was literally the guy to buy Cup cars from for like 3 years before Porsche finally decided that okay, we'll just do it. So yeah. So
I don't starting to bore Ant.
I'm boring everybody. Yeah, and Anson's not bored. Anson's not bored. He's just apathetic.
No, you're not bored. I'm the one. You're gonna blame anybody, Chad. You can blame me. I'm the one who started the car talk.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Grid's a sports car guy. I've never really cared about cars, to be honest with you.
I mean, I used to. So I used to not be a truck guy at all because the only reason I needed a truck was to haul the cars to the track. That's the only. But you have to know everything there is to know about trucks to buy a good truck.
Wow.
My right now, I've been for the last 3 years, maybe 4. I've been trying to convince myself to buy a Ford Maverick pickup. Originally it was a great deal. They were like 15 grand for the base model. And for like 2 grand more, you got the all-wheel drive. But Ford pulled a fucking fast one because all the figures they gave you were for the hybrid that was front wheel drive only and no towing capacity. Literally like 1,500 pound towing capacity or some bullshit like that. Maybe 3,000 pounds, whatever. So if you got the 4-wheel drive, to get the all-wheel drive, you have to go to the standard gas Z-Tech motor. Does not get 40 miles to the gallon. Does not, like, I was like, when I first saw the spec on this, I was like, this is gonna be lit. This is gonna be lit, right? Like, get a small truck that I can park easily, because at the time I was driving a dually, and parking a dually is challenging sometimes. And was like, this sounds great, right? It's like a smaller, it's like an old school Ranger that gets 40 miles to the gallon. But no, Ford lied like fucking dogs. And it was like, to get the all-wheel drive and a decent towing capacity, you had to pay. Well, first of all, you paid way more. It ended up being closer to 25 instead of 15, so you're paying an extra 10 grand, and you still got a shitty towing capacity, and you didn't get 40 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like 30 miles a gallon, but still. And I was like, why not just buy a fucking Ford Escape? Right? Like, why, this is dumb. What's up? Seriously, Shelby? Holy crap. Look at that dude. I remember that guy.
What up? How you doing, sailor?
Yeah. Any port in a storm. Any port in a storm. Yeah, I really did. I really did want to. I really did want to buy that. And I still want to buy a Maverick. I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I like, it's the perfect size, because nobody really makes a small pickup anymore.
No, not since they, Chevy stopped the S10 and that size.
Yeah.
It's always yeah.
They're all bigger.
Chevy,
the Canyon's damn near a full size truck.
Yeah, I thought they were going to bring back the S10. I thought Chevy was going to bring the S10 back, and then Ford and everybody else was going to like, oh yeah, we got to bring I'm going to use air quotes, the micro compact trucks or whatever.
Yeah,
because the S10 was.
The thing about the Maverick is that the other thing about Ford that pissed me off about the Maverick is that they brought it out, and then they pre-sold so many of them, they actually discontinued production because they figured out that 15,000, they priced it at what they could actually make money at and give a good value, which was like 15 grand for the base.
Mm-hmm.
When they re-released it, it jumped to like 25 grand for the base.
Didn't Ford pull the same thing on the Bronco?
They did that exact thing on the Bronco.
Yeah.
Ford, I keep trying to like Ford, but it's just L after L with those fuckers. So
I thought I saw a commercial this weekend or something, a teaser that Dodge is coming out like some kind of full-size Ram sport truck. Kind of like their version of the Raptor, so to speak. Well,
that thing sucks too. Dodge needs to stop selling anything but dualies and base model 1500s. Like if they just do that, they'll do fine. The F-150, you know what, Mister, you're right. The F-150 is absolutely overpriced. They're trash.
That's what I thought. because I'm looking to, I'm kind of interested in buying a full size, like a 150 size. I got a Toyota Tacoma Taco. It's a great truck. I just want something a little bit bigger. I don't have 4-wheel drive and all that stuff. That's just a bargain basement to Taco. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking, but I really know nothing about full size trucks, so I got to go
Yeah,
learn. It sounds like stay away from Ford and Dodge.
I'm I'm biased, right? Like I'm pretty biased heavily towards Chevrolet on trucks. I've had that. I think you're right. Helping Hand. I think the F-150 peaked around 2002 through 2010, and after that, and they were the number one selling truck those years too, like hands down. I've had every manufacturer's truck, full size and mid size, dualies. I've had them all. The only ones I continue to buy is the Silverado.
Yeah.
They have the best interior. They're the quietest. They're LS motor based. I mean, they're the cheapest. They're of all of the trucks, they're the cheapest to repair, and they run for fucking ever. So,
well, I mean, it seems like it's going to be either a Silverado or the Tundra, but it's like Toyota is now just way overpriced. So it's like,
well, not only are they overpriced, yes, some of them are very reliable, but most of them are not. I made a boatload of money off of Toyota Tundras.
Yeah,
in my service shop. Yeah.
Well,
I personally didn't.
Well,
I made the money. I didn't actually personally work on the pieces of crap, but my brother has one. So my brother has a V8 Tundra, and it doesn't get anywhere near the mileage that my Silverado does. Like it's not even in the neighborhood. He is lucky if he gets 18. I get 20, 24 unless I'm just hammering it.
Any advantage of a GMC versus the regular
GMC
Chevy Silverado?
has higher resale value.
That's it.
Yeah, hands down.
Yeah,
hands down, higher resale value.
No, I'm buying this thing. It's just like my Taco. It's 2005. I bought it brand new, so it's knock on wood. It's still going strong. No real issues other than the regular consumables.
I bought the truck I have now. It's a 2014. I bought it in 2020, right ahead of the pandemic.
Yeah,
and paid cash for it. Not one problem. Well, I take that back. I had there was a recall on the AC condenser core where it had like a weird mount, and it on some of the trucks, if you actually used them like a truck like I do, you could get enough vibration and it would get a pinhole leak. So I had to have that. I had that done. I've had all the fluids changed. Like I'm ridiculous about changing fluids, and I have what else have I done to it? Not shit else. Seriously, Shelby in the house.
Seriously, Shelby
want me to
donated
read that, Grid?
$10. Super
Nope,
chat.
it's BTSing.
Sup, mofos. I'm here and wanted to let you know that you can get the best soap in the world by Tactical Soap, where your balls feel like heaven, and Dixon cider is great.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious in the English girl voice. It's fucking hilarious. Actually, my boy Kevin is right. The Toyotas get 13 to 16 miles a gallon most of the time. They struggle when they tow. I tow a boat all the time, so they struggle when they tow. And the GM he has a baller GM actually. He has a I think he has a Denali. I don't. I have a Silverado, but
that's that. Then I'm sold. Silverado it is.
Well, I mean, just go test them out, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what sold me. Yeah. I was anti GM for a while. I had a bad experience with GM. And it was just a truck. It wasn't anything. And then I had to buy another truck, and I had to buy a dually, right? and I didn't have a ton of money to spend back then. And so, and I had Fords up until that point. I had a F350, F550. I've never owned an F150, but and I had a Ranger, and I had I needed a diesel because I was towing big trailer, and I was coming out of a Chevy Yukon or a GMC Yukon, and that was the sweetest GM that I'd ever had. Like, it just was so smooth, so much. I mean, it pulled my trailer fine, just got shitty ass mileage, and it was beating that Yukon up hauling a trailer. I needed a dually, and so I looked at every Ford in a 20 to 30 mile radius of Denver, and they all had the front end was worn out. All the Fords and Dodges at that time used kingpin front ends, and so you would get this death wobble bullshit, where and you would know that you needed to rebuild the steering because you'd be driving down the road and you do this to go straight, right? Like you're just always giving it input.
Yeah.
And I thought that was just the way it was. And then I went and I almost did not go drive this truck, but I had my buddy Pat went with me, and we drove this truck at 300,000 miles on it. It's a GMC dually, Chevrolet dually. It was the tightest of all the trucks I drove. It drove like a brand new truck, rode like a Cadillac, pulled hard. And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I left that guy's house. I'm like, I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, it drives the best, but damn, it's got 300,000 miles on it, dude.
Yeah.
And Pat was like, you should buy this truck right now. It was like 12 grand or something.
That sounds like a pretty good deal.
It was a pretty good deal. And I'm like, man, I don't know. This was like 2011, probably 2010, something like in there. And it was like an 02 or 03. So it was like a 7-year-old truck, 100,000 or 300,000 miles on it. I don't know, man. I'm going to go look at this Ford again. And I went and looked at the Ford, and I just couldn't get over. The Ford needed everything, man. It needed brakes. It needed, the front end rebuilt. The motor and transmission were fine, but it fucking needed every damn thing else. I'm like, God, man, this sucks. So I called back the next day on that GM, and it had sold. And I'm like, that sucks. And then I started looking at why can't I ever find a GM dually for sale, right? Like, I couldn't find one. Like, it was like there were lots full of Fords and Dodges. Lots. Minis I wanted. Any color I wanted. Any trim I wanted. King Ranch, 3 or 4 of them. Every damn dealership. Could not find a GM. So I finally found a GM that had under 300,000 miles. I think it had like 250,000 miles on it or something. And it needed a coolant temp sender. And I bought it from the dealer for $11,000 cash money from the Buick dealer.
Yeah.
Transworld Buick. I drove the shit out of that thing. I could set the cruise control on, I'm not even kidding a little bit. I could set the cruise control on 80 miles an hour with my 53-foot trailer behind me with 2 race cars and all the shit. We had to go racing. I could set it at 80 miles an hour, and it would just haul. It would just roll. And I could not do that with any of the other trucks. The biggest thing it sold me is that hooked to the trailer at a stoplight, you take your foot off the brake of that Chevy, and it would just start pulling through that stop sign, man.
Yeah.
And with the Ford and the Dodge both, I'd have to give it gas give it throttle to get that diesel spun up, and I never got the mileage. Like the Dodge did pretty good because I had a 5-speed. I had a 99 Dodge 5-speed dually. That one did pretty good on mileage. And then I had a Ford single rear wheel F350, and it sucked. Fuel mileage was like horrible. I had an F550 Ford, and it sucked. It was terrible miles. Like I was lucky if I got 9 miles a gallon. Towing loaded, literally doing 80 miles an hour down the highway, I get 14 miles a gallon. And around town, if I didn't hammer it, I get 20, 21. You know, if I was just if I wasn't being an asshole, unloaded on the interstate, I could get 24 miles a gallon out of my dually.
Wow.
I
That's
know.
pretty good. That's
Yeah.
pretty freaking good. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I did have a tuner on it, but I had a tuner on everything else too. But I put the tuner on it and I put the exhaust on it, and it was amazing the difference it made. And the other thing, and I never had any real problems out of those trucks. And I ended up owning 3 or 4 of them back to back. And then when we went to buy new ones, I bought new ones. I love I love those more than any of the other trucks. Like I've owned them all now, and I like the Dodges, but the transmissions suck. The new Asins are good, but the transmissions in the old ones suck. Same thing with the Ford. Ford transmissions fucking sucked, and they got shitty fuel mileage. So, I don't know what it is about that Duramax, man. I became a Duramax fan. Like I probably will never own another type of diesel than a Duramax, just because of that. Now, I'm not saying that the Dodge isn't good, and they are better, and they definitely get better mileage now. I mean, they've come a long way. I'm not saying that they suck, but I've just had such good luck. Like even like everybody's like, well, you're gonna have to put injectors in it. And I'm like, yeah, like every 200,000 miles, I'm good with that. Like that's okay. But now I also remember that when I did this, I was coming out of a semi, right? So I had a semi, and it got 6 miles a gallon, 7 miles a gallon. So Chip and Flynn will tell you about that shit.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just different stuff, man.
For the longest time, quick story about it.
Yeah.
Notice about Ford. Long ago, Ford had an F-150 plant in Norfolk, Virginia. I used to live in Virginia before I moved to Alabama, and all they built there was the F-150. It was that's it. That's the only model they built, and apparently, because that's the only one they built, the quality was like, you could tell the difference between a Norfolk, Virginia built F-150 versus one that came out of, Detroit or wherever.
Yeah.
And what I was told is people would actually go to the dealership and they would specifically tell them, I want my 150 built down in Norfolk. Well, apparently, I guess, was it late, turn of the century, Ford finally decided to close the plant. And there's like a little niche following out there that people actually, either buy or they just want F-150s that were built in Norfolk, Virginia. So I don't know if there's anything to that or not, but that's just what people told me when I lived back in Virginia.
No, there is some of that stuff. Chip and Flint knows what I'm talking about. And K2. So I had a Freightliner cab over with a Detroit 60 and an Eaton 13 speed. If I was really lucky, and even towing light, I get 6 maybe 7 miles a gallon out of it. They know what I'm talking about. And the thing about having the semi was it was never you could never just leave that fucking thing alone. Like with the dually, I could just park it and leave it for 3 months and come back and it would fire right up. U13 speed. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll tell you. We'll do that and then I'll get out of here. Let me remind myself. That truck it had tons of balls. It would just move anything, it was a great truck. But we weren't using it during the winter, so I would literally store it at Freightliner had a big yard, and they would store the truck for like I don't know, like $80 a month or $100 a month, whatever it was. And so during the winter, I'd store it over there. That fucking semi cost money sitting still. Like they would pull the batteries out, they put the batteries back in, they charge batteries, they have to drain the air lines, they have to air it up, they have to air it down. Like, it was that was every month I got a fucking bill on that truck, and I'm like, I'm not even driving this damn thing.
Wow.
Like, what the hell? So I got sick of that shit. That's why I got that and the fact that I got a $600 ticket in California once. From I got a $600 DOT ticket in California, and after that,
California.
I was like,
yeah,
fuck this semi.
California.
All right, last story for the night, guys. The Mazda manufacturer. All right, so Mazda back in the day used to rebuild engines, and they didn't actually rebuild the engines in the rotary engines in Japan. They built them in the US by contractor. And so they just had whoever bid on it, right? And he's right, there was a facility in California, there's this facility in Florida, and these were not like Mazda factory people. These were people who just bid on the contract, and they would literally, like, in theory, they were supposed to inspect everything and replace it with new.
Okay.
But they didn't do that. And so a lot of times you would get like one brand new housing in the front, and the whole front of the motor would be new, and the whole back of the motor would be like worn the fuck out. And these were replaced under warranty.
My.
And so you would get a warranty engine, and it would last 6 months or a year or something, and then you would need a new one. You would need another one, and sometimes they wouldn't warranty the second one, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. So yeah,
wow. And we got that big giant Toyota Mazda plant down here in Huntsville. It's freaking huge. Oh my god.
Yeah. Well, Mazda now, they don't reman. Well, they still technically have one reman contractor for the rotary engine. I think Drummond's still doing them in Nebraska, where the fuck he is, Kansas, Nebraska, wherever that is, somewhere in the middle of the country. I think he's still doing. He still has a contract to do reman RX-8 motors, but not very many. Most of them are brand new motors built in Japan.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And that's true. When the employees found that they were going to that the contracts were being lost, they would sabotage the remaining motors that they were sending out. And so you would go into the dealer for a new motor under warranty. The dealer would put the new motor in, and it would blow up in a week, if it even started. So,
wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I am done for the night. I am going to send you to the Crucible, where you can watch The Whale is still going. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. That bitch is still rolling. And you guys are going to see this, because I can't believe this. I don't know. I think she's probably mainlining fucking crack or some shit.
Oh my god.
Because she's still going. And Andrew's starting to lose his sense of humor, I think. But we'll see. You ladies and gentlemen, enjoy that. I'm going to go to fucking bed. You guys have a great rest of your evening. Love you all. You're awesome people. But for right now, be cool. Wear glasses if you need them.